press a button over here. Okay, live. There we go. Should be correct, right? I hope so. Your waifu is trash, baby. Your waifu is trash. Trash, trash, trash. Yes. So, hello everyone, here time of course for Attack on Titan waifu tier list. It had to do with one day, right? It had to do with one day, and man, this is gonna be the worst trash list ever. No, but seriously, like, Attack on Titan, and I'll say it immediately here, okay? I'm gonna get a lot of hate. You also get hate, right, when you critique Attack on Titan. People are always like, you just hate Mikasa or whatever, you know. Oh, you know, yeah, she got abs or whatever. And I love abs girls, right? Abs is better than boobs or ass or whatever, right? But without even looking at, you know, Mikasa, Ymir, Historia, whatever, right? But just looking at all the characters, right? Because, you know, when I do this list, I look at all the characters. And I know Rikun just come into the building here of the ultimate trash list. But seriously, let me just explain this thing here, right? When I do this list, right? I look at every female character in an anime or manga, right? I don't just look at, you know, the main character, like Historia or whatever. I look at all the characters. And in Attack on Titan, like every other character, right, that is not part of the main cast are either dead or an abuser. Like, it's like straight up. They're all like terrible people, right? They're all insanely terrible. Like, it's just so... This anime, like, I've never done this before, but I was like, I need to have like level of trash here. I need to have like... Sometimes we do, you know, double waifu tier, right? I was like, trash, even more trash. I was like, there is so many bad female characters, right? Because either it's like some abusive mother that hates her son, or it's like, I wish you were dead or something. I want to kill my own daughter, right? So either they're terrible people, usually terrible moms, right? Or they are just completely washed up, right, and get killed immediately, you know what I mean? But they live for like half an episode. And one thing I think is a big issue, though, honestly, if you're nitpicking it, is that every time, right, a new cat introduced, you know, that is not part of the main cast. Like, oh, here's this woman, and she's like an elite, super elite trained, whatever, right, scout something. She dies immediately. Yeah, like every female character that is not part of the main cast, right, they are basically always killed in like a few episodes, 1 or 2 episodes, right? Yeah. Even though it's always like, this woman is handpicked by Levi, and she's super awesome or something, right? It's always like, they get just killed immediately, right? They get like they get smacked immediately, and it doesn't make any sense, right? Given how it's presented as this is the strongest female character or whatever. She's the super well trained or something. No, she So, but that being said, of course, the rest of the cast, right? I mean, Mikasa got abs or whatever. But yeah, PIECK is obviously like one of the few only characters. If you see my Titan reviews earlier, you know that PIECK is like one of the only. So I can say it immediately, okay? Let's start with PIECK. Yeah, I think that PIECK, I said it before in my reviews, Titan, I think that PIECK is the best female character to take a Titan, right? So, that gets over immediately. So, I like doing, you know, the top and the bottom first, right? So, yeah, PIECK is, she's the legendary wife of the Titan, right? She's intelligent. She's one of the few characters that has an actual brain, which is, like, pretty hot. And she has a cool scene, she's like, you're the enemy, Eren, and so on, right? And, you know, PIECK is the one that gets them out of the hole. She talks to people. Seriously, PIECK is like one of the few characters that has like an Annie IQ in the whole show. And she's way smarter than Armin. Because, you know, Armin's always like this. He's written as this, like, you know, I got this grand scheme plan or whatever, right? Or solutions. But PIECK is like the only person that's common sense, right? PIECK is like the only character, not just a female, any character. None other character in the whole show has common sense at PIECK, right? So PIECK is like the only. Like, if I had to marry only one person, I would marry PIECK easily. She's the only woman I would seriously marry, right? Probably from an actual, like, okay, so we're gonna marry a woman in Attack on Titan, and we're gonna be together, right? And we're gonna have children, and we're gonna live in the house, and we're gonna have a car or whatever. Like, seriously, PIECK is like the only woman that I would probably actually want to hang out with from an actual, like, relationship, right? I could smash, you know, Annie or whatever. I could smash Annie and so on. But PIECK is like the only woman that you actually probably want to be with. Like, probably, right? Hanji is also pretty good, I guess. And I do realize one thing, though, which is very strange. I don't think Hanji was in this list. I took every female character, but I just saw it myself. Where's Hanji in this list? Because I made the list, but she didn't appear. Very strange. I don't think so. Maybe she's in the middle somewhere. How do you edit now again? Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, where's Hanji? I didn't put it in the thumbnail. We're gonna add. I hate this thing when you realize that you're missing someone. It's always that thing, you know. Yeah, it's always that thing, right? You do a face, Couldn't see Hanji. She's like one of the few only female characters. Sometimes when I take this list, right, it's like one image that is bugged or something, right? Oh, that wasn't JPG, that was PNG, and the T-list couldn't handle that or whatever. So I am gonna add Hanji, man. I'm just gonna guess I can redo it. It's gonna reload the list with Hanji. Yeah, her face didn't pop in there somewhere. So, you know, this is one of the few only female characters I care about, seriously. we gotta fix this, guys. We gotta fix this immediately. Okay, so we got that one. Yeah, it's missing like one file. There should be 51 faces. Oh, she's still in the wrong place. Oh, come on, I saved in the wrong folder. Sorry about this. I'm just getting like, I'm freaking, man. When I don't see my Hanji, man, I'm getting freaking edgy, man. Where's she? I'm actually saving the wrong folder. That's why. Where's the scratch? Where'd my Hanji go? I need to fix this list now. Tell her what's on the T-list. No, it's like, where's my Hanji, you know? Oh, that was gonna be my next pick there. Hanji. She was gonna be my next pick for the, of course, you know, like top waifu, right? I can't find her. You know, it's something wrong with the image. It's probably saved in the wrong place or something. Okay, so how about now then? So, boom, dunk, yeah, 51 files. Yeah, I need to fix this stuff. Okay. Yeah, the colors are weird, but okay. Okay, so now we got Hanji, right? There she is, yeah. I was like, no, we need to fix this list, man. I was like, no, where is the second best character, right? So there we go. Okay, sorry about that. There she is. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes the image get buggy, right? You know, you make this list and the PNG or whatever doesn't work right there. So Hanji, of course, she's gonna be up there. It was very important. I was like, where's my Hanji? One of the other few female characters that has, you know, a functional brain, right? Yeah, functional brain. Yeah, gotta bring in. She's kind of a crazy scientist, so that's hot, man. So obviously, I'm rating IQ here very highly. Yeah, it's like an IQ waifu list here. But seriously, I think one thing that I like is that because they're living in this world, right? Because they're living in this, how do I say it, right? They're fighting these like super big zombies, right? It is definitely more attractive, I feel, with someone has like, you know, normal working intelligence, right? Because yeah, and I think that if you watch something like a typical rom-com, right? You're stuck in some horror anime, whatever, right? This airhead girl is like, come on, yeah, whatever. Doesn't really matter so much that she's like an airhead, she's an idiot or whatever, it's cute or whatever. Doesn't matter so much, right? But when you're in the world like a Titan, I think especially those characters that are stupid, which are almost every character, unfortunately, right, are very, very stupid. And then you kind of feel like, oh my god, they're also dislikable. How can they survive and be so stupid? I think it's a massive issue, a bigger issue probably, right, than in other animes, right? Because it's like more effective that the character are just like, okay, how did you survive this thing? Right? But who is more okay? So Potato Girl, obviously. Yeah. So I have this image, of course, of Potato Girl. When I was searching for, and I kid you not, guys, I was searching for, you know, like, I was searching for, like, give me, like, sexy images of Sasha, right, you know? I was like, I want some hot, spicy image of Sasha. And this image appeared, and I was like, okay, this is the hottest. I was like, I put it in the thumbnail. I was like, Potato Girl. I can't stop laughing. Like, seriously, I was googling like hot Sasha image or something, right? I wanted to have it for the thumbnail. I was like, spicy Sasha, hot Sasha, right? And I want to have some hentai. I want to have like a, you know, Sasha in, I don't know, like a cute image of Sasha, right? And I saw this image of Sasha with massive potato. And I was like, okay, this is hot, man. Google, you did it again. And I was like, yeah, that's right. I'm gonna lose my voice, man. Yeah, but I love this image, man. Like, massive potato girl. But anyway, Sasha is probably the most likable character, right? Potato Girl. She's the only likable character. But seriously, in the beginning of the storyline, you don't hate Mikasa in the beginning, though. She's kind of like in love with Eren, but doesn't matter so much, right? And Annie is pretty cool in the beginning. And the other female character barely exists really in the beginning, right? Like, Historia is there. Obviously, it's a spoiler, whatever. It's obviously a spoiler video, right? Freaking spoiler video. The manga's over right there. So his story is there in the background and so on. Ym is there in the background, right? The other characters don't do much in the beginning. So Sasha is like the only really, I feel, likable female in the start. Absolutely. And then you have, Annie and Mikasa are pretty hot, right? They're pretty muscular. But Potato Girl, man, she's by far the most likable character. And obviously probably the saddest death, right? Because that's the character everyone cares about, right? So yeah, but I also did think they're right. I did this video last week about my favorite female voice actor. And Sasha is voiced by Yoko Kobayashi, which I think is one of the coolest female voice actors. She's in my top 10, right? So check the video out. And yeah, I really love... I also really love Yoko Kobayashi too, right? She's that tomboy voice actor. I can freaking link it in the... Before I forget it here. I can link it in the chat there. I can't spell the word Seiyu. How do you spell the word Seiyu? There it is, yeah. So I have Yoko Kobayashi, right, in top 10. Because, man, yeah, she's an amazing voice actor, I feel. She's like this typical tomboy, right? She does a lot of the, like, Maria Hollick, Lala Gonzalez, and so on, right? So I think that's one thing for me, though, that when I hear her speak, yeah, she's definitely in my top 10, like, female voice actors. So, that is better too, right? But she's a cool character. Unfortunately, though, Sasha, Jean, Connie, and those characters, right? They do get into this, like, they are not part of the, how I say it, magical main cast, right? They're part of the main cast, but on the side story. And that does kind of bring her down a bit, unfortunately, right? Unfortunately, in the end, yeah. Not for a death scene, but I mean, just generally speaking, she doesn't get to do much in the end, right? Because, she doesn't have magical powers, right? Yeah, she's not a titan or whatever. I think that's obvious with Connie and so on as well. Connie is basically redundant in the last arc, right? It's like, he exists, Connie exists. But yeah, that's one of the top waifus. And honestly, I probably wouldn't even put any other character up here. This is like the 3 female best characters. And I can like stop the list now, because now it's gonna be like trash and trash and trash. Oh my god, we need a level of extra trash to make this list happen, right? But yeah, the way she died is terrible, and of course it's Gabby's fault. And Gabby is ultimate trash, right? So I put her in. Okay, that's the wrong order. It was the Gabby trash. It's like extra trashy. That could be red. Okay, there we go. Better order here. So we got Mikasa, Gabby. No, I want Ymir too. Yeah, add Ymir too. This is like the absolute bottom trash pile. Is Gabby, right? Freaking Gabby, the worst character to take a Titan, her or Mikasa. She's so bad, man. I did this voting last year, right? Or this is early year on the channel. And people could vote, like, who do you hate the most? Eren, Gabby, Mikasa, or someone else? People are like, oh, Eren, Mikasa, and Gabby, right? The thing is with Gabby, and I always say the same, right? It's not about her killing Sasha. People always say that, oh, you just hate her because you like Sasha, whatever. But that's why I hate Gabby. I hated Gabby immediately in her first episode or chapter. I immediately hated Gabby for several reasons. I've been over this for many, many times, right? Because I did several reviews on it. But the reason I really hate Gabby is because immediately, she's like a new main character. She got amazing plot armor, right? Or as I call her, the plot sniper. And this is very, very clear, right? In Gabby, how badly written she is. Because every time someone's gonna die, is Gabby, right? Who kills Flosh? Oh, it's Gabby, basically. Right? She's the only one that kills Flosh, right? Who kills Eren? Oh, it's Gabby. Who kills Sasha? You know what I mean? She got so much plot armor that it turns it into like a plot sniper. She's the only person that can defeat other characters' plot armor. Like, it's just absurd. And it's so obviously written. It is so clear that Ishiyama writes her as a plot object, right? Used to always be inserted into every scene. So, for example, when Eren tells, because he hates her, right? And Armin and so on, they always hated her. Why is Gabby there for? Gabby's still like, I am also part of this meeting, It's like, it's just so weird. That's why I really hate Gabby, because it's not about killing Sasha per se. It's about she kills every character, right? And she's like, again, forced into every situation she can be, right? Her character feels so unrealistic and so unorganic. And of course, she starts immediately by committing a war crime. She's just like, oh, I'm gonna pretend to give up White Flag and then actually nuke them. And then she runs out after that and it's like, oh, I killed so many people. So, like people that defend her, it's like defending, World War II war criminals. You know what I mean? It's just a crazy character. you know, and I saw a couple of areas. Like, I remember this team, Gabby, is like, woo, war crimes! But it's so weird too. She's so happy about it. She's like, yeah! And then there's a scene, right? She's the Grim Reaper, but there's a scene where she not only is reaping people, she's at home with her parents, right? And her mom is in this whatever. She's in with Rainer's mom and her mom as well, right? And she's like, oh, you should have seen it, mom! I killed like 50 bears! So much blood, mom! And you're like, what is this character? She's sitting there, like, talking like a video game. Oh, my KD ratio. I killed like 50 people in 1 minute, you know? She's like the worst. She's like a genocidal maniac, right? And that's just like her how she's presented, right? And then she's forced into all situations. So she's both incredibly dislikable, I feel, right? She's a war criminal, so all this shit she does, right? And then she kills every character too, right? And for example, remember Flosh fights everyone, right? Flosh avoids Mikasa, right? He avoids Armin, he avoids like everyone. He avoids Rainer and Annie, and then who shoots him? It's Gabby, right? You know what I mean? It is Gabby. He's like, I got him! And he's just like, come on. And you know it too. That was so bad too, because you know it. You know Ishiyama's gonna use Gabby again and again and again. That's after she shot Aaron too, you know? It's just like every time, man. She's like, time to kill someone. Here's my Gabby. So yeah, I got a absurdly strong stuff for Gabby. From purely, mostly a writing standpoint. She's a dislikable character. And her writing is just so bad, man. She's so bad with the character. So she's like the worst character in the whole storyline. But who more do we have? Okay, let's take some like mid-trash tier. I mean, it's so much trash, man. Like, seriously, I usually only have, you know, this is my usual list, right? Waifu to trash. But now I'm like, we got like level of trash here. We got so much trash, I can't even imagine. Okay, so this is extremely trash. This is Historia's mom. Is her name ever mentioned? I got my sheet list here. I have to say, I don't remember her name. Oh, her name is Alma. Okay, I got a sheet list here on the side here, because yeah, her name is Alma. Okay, so that's Alma. She is, this is Historia's mom. And obviously, you know, she's extremely trashed, right? She's the mom that is like, I wish you were dead! You know, she's this mother that's like, I want to kill my own daughter, right? I should have, you know, cut my stomach, or I should have, you know, yeah, whatever. She's a terrible character, right? Terrible person. That's what I meant earlier. This anime is truly super trash, because even if you ignore the Gabby trash and these like terrible female characters, like, you know what I mean? You have these kind of characters. The rest of the characters are like, I hated my daughter so much, I want to kill her. You know, like it's like worst mom, top 10, you know, all in this anime. You know, Spite had a terrible mom. We'll come to later, big point. Like, Carla's the only reasonably, you know, female mom, right? The rest of them are terrible. Like, it's crazy. But anyways, yeah, terrible mom, terrible mother, right? She's the mom that is like, she raises Historia, you know, if you don't remember her, she's the mother that was like the maid or whatever, right? For Rodriguez, and she got pregnant, right? And then she hates Historia, and then when Historia, she always like, you know, beats her up or something, right? She abuses her daughter or whatever. And then when they come to get Historia, right, with Rodriguez, this is after, of course, Grisha kills daughter children, then she tries to, like, I don't know, she gets killed by Kenny, right? But she's like, she screams at Historia like, I wish I would kill you, I hate you, I wish you were never born, I should have killed you earlier. And it is like scene where she just screams and spits on Historia or whatever. That is an absurd scene, where she's like, I hate you so much, you know. And then Kenny like kills her. But it's like this absurd scene. But she was a terrible mom to Historia every day of her life, right? It was terrible. The only one who was nice to her was, you know, Frida, yeah, her you know, her sister, yeah. Like, her mom, like, abused her every day, you know. Like, she's an insanely terrible character. Like, but she's still on Gabby level. But that's what I mean. You need like, absurd trash for this tier list, okay? Another terrible mom, let's take it at Dina, right? Dina also a terrible mother, right? Smiling Titan, I took it up on purpose there. So, Dina, we all know how she is, right? It's Smiling Titan, a very, very recognizable character, of course, which is, you know, doing the smile, right? But as a mom, Dina is terrible too, right? She basically makes her son like, you're gonna kill everyone, boy. You know what I mean? Her and her husband, Grisha, right? They're terrible to seek. They're quite abusive to their son, and she's like a fanatic, right? Then eventually she gets kind of, you know, yeah, turns transformed, and then she kills her husband's new wife for some reason, which is never really explained. There's some kind of magical power chase or something, but it's kind of hilarious. But yeah, so she's a terrible mom, right? I guess not as... This is the wrong way, I guess. Yeah, not as bad, I guess, honestly, as Historia's mom, but still a terrible, terrible mother, right? Like, seriously. What more bad? Okay, so also terrible mom. This is Grisha's mom. So this is what I mean. This anime is so trash. Like every goddamn mom is evil, except like Carla, okay? Carla is like the only good mother in the whole anime. So Grisha's mom is terrible too, right? Because she's just like, you should shut up, son. We should be slaves, and you get in line, whatever. The Marleys are the good guys. And then, you know, when she helps, you know, the Zeke betrays them, she's a good boy, you betrayed your mother and father, that's awesome. And then she raises Zeke with her husband, right, to be, like, you know, evil or whatever. And the whole genocidal Zeke plan kind of comes from, you know, his grandma and grandpa telling him all the time that, you know, all their Eldians, which are basically, obviously, Jews, and telling them that they're all dying and so on. Yeah, like, she's a genocidal maniac too, you know, in a sense, right? It's just like her ideology is basically that all the Eldians should die, right? That's kind of where she gets the idea from, right? So, yeah, it's so trash! Like, they're all terrible people, yeah. Okay, well, who more do we have? Like, seriously, we can sit there for a long time and talk about how trashy everyone is. Where's Rainer's mom? It's also trash, man. But I guess she's a little worse trash than, like, Grisha's mom, but also trash, you know. She kinda likes her son a little bit, but also lies to her son all the time, right? She's got this weird thing, slept with, you know, you know, he's like half, you know, Eldian or whatever, half Marley, and there's some weird things for her too, right? And yeah, come on, she's also a bad mom to her son, and her son has got depression and all this stuff, right? But I guess she's not as bad as this mother there. But see, I feel his mom is like a trash wife, right? Yeah. And Aaron's mom is like the only good mom in the whole show, right? Maybe arguably you could say that Mikasa's mom is decent too. She gets killed though, but yeah. Aaron's mom is like the only... It's like the only good mom in the whole show, yeah. Carla is probably, honestly, the most attractive character too. She got that sexy maid, you know. She got big up eyes. Seriously, she's probably the hottest mother as well, I would say. Like, straight up. But, yeah, you know, Carla is like the only normal mom, right? She's just like, I love my son, you know, I'm raising this adopted daughter, which makes Mikasa and Eren weird, because she basically adopts his sister Mikasa, right, and so on. But you know what I mean? She's just like a normal woman that happened to meet... Carla is like a normal woman, right? That meets Grisha, and Grisha is a crazy psychopathic genocide guy, but you know, she doesn't know that. She's just tricked by her psychopathic husband, right? So yeah, Carla is like the only like reasonable mom in the whole show, and the rest of them are like, I wanna kill my son, I wanna kill my son, I wanna kill my daughter, I hate my son, kind of something. I didn't even tell my son the truth about his... They're all terrible, okay. Like, seriously. Like, I mean, looking at the Gabby and so on, right? Okay, what more do we have? Who's more like trash, man? Who's more... Another trash... Okay, this is not a trash character, and this is a character no one's gonna recognize, basically. But she's really trashy, too. She's almost in this level of trash, okay? She's somewhere here. Maybe here, but I put her here first. This is... I can't remember her name. I admit I'm shitting looking at my sheet list here. Because her name is Louise. Okay, Louise. I admit immediately, I can't remember. Louise. Okay, so Louise, she is... This is the girl that steals the scarf. This is the scarf. This is the woman who gets the scarf. When I get the image for Carla, I just Google like... what I do is that I just Google, you know, sexy Carla. I Google like sexy Carla, man. I was like, hot Carla image, you know. I want an image with Carla that was a little naughty, but not, you know, still not fully dressed right, but a little made naughty there. But yeah, so... But this character, this is the scarf stealer, okay? She's the woman that is so in love with, like, Eren or Mikasa or whatever, or both or something, right? That she steals the scarf from Mikasa, and then Mikasa, when she is, like... When Louis is like, lying in the bed, bleeding to death, she got the scarf, right, from Mikasa, the red scarf. And Mikasa goes over to her in the latest season and is like, why do you have my scarf for? That's my Eren scarf. And it's like, I wanna sleep with you, Mikasa. It's like a really weird scene, but I think she's in love with Mikasa or something. Or she wants to be Mikasa, right? Or something like that. And then Mikasa, you know, this is after Armin is like, we gotta stop the genocide. The planet is being destroyed or whatever. And Mikasa's like, shut up, Armin, I need my scarf. Like, it's such a bad scene. You just hear her speaking. I hate this scene so much, right? How Mikasa, Armin is like, listen to me, Mikasa, the planet is dying. And Mikasa's like, Where's my scarf? Shut up, Armin! I need to get my scarf from this woman. It is such a weird scene. But yeah, this is a scarf stealer. And then she like dies. She lies in the bed with like, the scarf. And it's like, I don't regret anything. Or something. This woman is really weird. Yeah, this woman is so weird. It doesn't make any sense. I think it's supposed to be she's in love with Mikasa. You know what I mean? I don't think she's in love with Eren. I think she's in love with Mikasa. It's never really explained. But I think she because she's saved by Mikasa as a kid, right? But she's younger. Her and her mother is saved by Mikasa. In like one scene. Her mom is only in like 1 minute. But she's saved by Mikasa, right? In like the pre-time skip thing, where she's like 12 or something. And now she's like 17, 18, I don't know. She's like whatever, 19, whatever. But she's like a teenager, she's say, right? And I think she falls in love with Mikasa. That's why she's like sleeping with her scarf, you know. She's like, oh, you know, yeah. It's just so weird. She steals Mikasa's scarf and like touches herself with her scarf. It's so weird, man. But the Mikasa scene is so weird too. Mikasa's reaction is like, yeah, whatever, it's in the scarf, right? It's just so weird too. So Mikasa's like, shut up, Armin, I want the scarf, right? She ignores Armin. Armin's like, you gotta save the planet. She ignores that. And then she goes and talks to this woman. This woman is like, I have licked the scarf or something. And she's like, shut up. And she takes the scarf or something. It's so weird. It is so weird. But yeah, it's trash. And Mikasa is trash. The whole thing is trash, man. But seriously, no one probably remembers that. I mean, no one remembers her scenes probably before that. But yeah, she's a weird, trashy girl. Oh my god, what more do we have? There are trash. There's so much trash in this anime. Like, Jesus Christ, okay. We have who's more like really trashy. Talk about Ymir later. I wanna go straight later, right? So we have a bunch of like kind of randomly trash characters, and I think they're all basically trash. This is why this anime has so much trash. So this is Petra. I put her up. Maybe she's mid. I don't know. She's like mid or trash. So Petra is. This is one of those many characters that I think are kind of barely well written. No, well, barely written, right? So an issue with Petra is that she's the perfect example of Ishiyama's writing, where he's like, she entered with Leva, right? And Leva's like, this is my girl, man. It's a Petra. She's a super elite, you know. Petra is very powerful. I train her myself. She's like the strongest female character. And then Petra dies immediately. You know what I mean? Petra is that kind of female character that is just like, she's you know, oh, she's a veteran, super elite. Oh, she died, you know? She dies immediately from Annie, right? Yeah. And you're like, oh, okay, great. So she's either mid or trash, right? She's a terrible scout, right? And there's so many characters that have the exact same kind of presenting. So this is Nanaba, right? She got the exact same shit, you know. Oh, this is Nanaba. She's my girl. I don't know why I'm trying to do this Suicide Squad, but it's like, this is Kitana. She got my back. This is like, seriously, how did they do it? This is Nanaba. She got my back, guys, right? And then she kills immediately. You know what I mean? She lives for like 3 episodes. But but it's basically that, right? She lives a little longer. She dies with Seek in the tower. But, I mean, like, these characters are all the same, you know. They're introduced as super elite female warrior lady, and then they get smushed in like mostly an episode, right? And there are like 10 of these characters in total, I think, but not all of them have names then. But this is what I mean. She's top tier, man. This is what she's introduced as one of the strongest female characters, right? And she's supposed to be stronger than Mikasa or someone, because Mikasa's a kid by then, you know. And like, oh, this woman she got like 50 kills, man. She dies. Okay, she died immediately. Okay, yeah, great. And this woman though, Nanaba, interesting because there's a very weird scene with her. So I just did a review years ago when I did a review of 2 episodes. Nanaba is weird because she gets attacked by Titans at the tower, right? When Zeke screams, right? And this is in the manga, because I read the manga too, right? I remember it was the episode when it aired, and I was like, why is it weird? Because she gets grabbed by a Titan, and she's like, no, daddy, I don't want to have sex again or something. It's like a really weird scene. In the anime, this is all in the anime, only in the anime, she has clearly been assaulted by her father, right? You know, she's a victim of, you know, her dad, right? And she starts screaming about, you know, getting sexual harassment or whatever, so on, or by her father. That's only in the anime. In the manga, that doesn't even exist. In the manga, she gets grabbed by the Titans in the same way. They grab her legs, and then she dies, you know, rip her legs apart, whatever, you know, do the typical take that shit, right? You know, grab her. But in the end, she's like, no, daddy, I don't want to do it today or something. It's really weird, yeah. The anime it's only in the anime, right? The anime adds that, like, that's her and her dad. It's really weird, man. Obviously, it looks more disgusting in the anime because it's talking about her being a victim, of course. But it's really weird how the manga doesn't have it for a second, right? And then the anime purely adds that. I think it's very, very strange that they that the anime is like, let's throw in some abuse backstory here while she's getting killed. Like, what? But anyway, still though, exact same storyline with like, oh, this is Nanaba, she got my back. Oh, she didn't get my back. And there are more of them. This is Hannah's her name, right? Yeah, also. This is Hannah. She got my back. She didn't get my back. She also dies immediately. There's a bunch of these ladies, right? They appear. This is Anka, same thing. Terrible name too. Anka. Almost trash level in that meaning. It was the name of level. Anka means duck in Swedish. Yeah, it's Anka, like an Anka is, duck. Yeah. Kalle Anka is not a duck in Swedish. Which is, yeah, I don't know. Kalle is Donald, but Anka is duck. Second thing, Anka. She just dies, Hello, tank. What a name, tank edits. What more do we have? Who is more like, she got my back, and then she dies? Who is more like that? This woman is also that. That is so many of these ladies that dies immediately. Oh, there's so many of them. They're in one episode. I guess you can name them. I can't even remember her name now. What's her name? Her name is Sandra. Okay, that is Sandra. Sandra, this is Sandra. She's also like, she's introduced, and she's explained to be this like veteran MILF that has, she has killed 150 titans. She's one of the strongest MILFs or something, and then she dies immediately. Like, seriously, I put them in mid now, but I feel they're basically trash, right? Because they're all introduced as like, oh, here's Sandra. This woman has 1,000 tattoo kids, okay? She's the strongest woman here. She's older than those ladies. She's experienced. She even got a name, right? She's a named character, and she's died. Immediately gets murdered, Immediately gets killed, right? Yeah. Okay, so she was basically trash, but I feel trash now. I put like super evil mom, evil mother. So I don't know, but they're basically trash too. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is. Then she dies. Where is it's not a woman that dies even faster? This one woman. She got black. Oh, what's her name again? Oh yeah, Mina is her name. Yeah, she's the first one to die. Mina-chan. Everyone. Mina in Japanese. Where is she? She's even worse, man. There she is. She's trash then. So this is Mina. This poor girl. She's in Aaron's team. Okay. No one remembers her. Okay. I had to check my list, right. No one remembers her. So Mina. She's the girl in Aaron's team, and the manga and anime had different order of Aaron transforming, right? So in the manga, she's basically the first person to get killed immediately, right? So she's in Aaron and Armin's team, when Aaron gets eaten, right, in episode 4. So she's like the first scout to immediately get owned, right? I mean, of course, people die, when they break the wall, right? But the first fighting scene, where they're gonna, like, fight the Titans, she's the first one to get killed, basically. But she's also said to be, like, this up-and-comer, or she's also, actually dies immediately. So, yeah, I mean, seriously, this is trash. The Titan, they're all trash. They're, like, almost every female character that isn't, that is a fighter dies immediately, right? And then the other female character are, like, just terrible people, yeah, they're terrible abusers. Who's more like that? Seriously, this is another one. She's also like trash, but that was worse. So this is Isabel, okay? So only in OVA, and Isabel is even worse because she is Levi's like best girlfriend, okay? She's like a best girl in the beginning, right? She's like the strength of Levi. She gets up in the underground. Oh, she dies. But she's also said to be like strong as Levi. Okay, how did she die then? You know what I mean? And then the writing is so terrible too, because you can't present this girl, right, that is on Levi's level, and he's in the underground. And this guy she's so powerful. She's survived in the underground. She's so well trained, and then she dies. Right? And then she gets killed by like a ninja titan. You know what I mean? It's so bullshit, man. She can't be presented as, because it's Levi and her, another guy, right? They are so incredibly talented. So even if they're criminals, they get hired by Irvin anyway, right? You know what I mean? Because they're so good, right? So they hire them even if they're bad guys because, but it's Levi, he's a god, So again, Isabel here is supposed to be roughly the same shit as Levi. He's a little younger than her. He was like 16 or whatever. I don't know, it's 18 or whatever, early adult or whatever. Around that age, right? And she dies immediately, basically. So that is trash, man. Like you can't say that she's supposed to be in Levi's strength and get owned. This Islay, she's trash too, man. She used to obsess with the Titan. She's the one that meets the TOGA Titan, and then she gets killed immediately. This is a very, very weird scene too, because this is a plot hole basically, right? It's a blue and trash here, because she meets the TOGA Titan. This is the only time they can talk. I believe this is the only Titan that is able to talk, right? Of the non-shifters. I think so. And he's like Ymir, right? She looks like Ymir things. And then she talks to him, and then when he's like, "Are you Ymir?" She's like, "No," and then she gets eaten, right? So she's a complete idiot, yeah. But hello, hello, bro. Yeah, I'm talking about Isla here. She writes the novel, but it's just like, you know, if the Titan talks to you, right? And it's like, "Are you Ymir? Subjugate of Ymir," or whatever. I would have been, "Yeah, I am Ymir, bro. You should follow me, right?" She's like, "I'm not Ymir, but why do you eat humans?" And then he eats her, right? You know, it's like, why is she provoking for? It's a very weird scene, I feel, because, yeah, she just like gets eaten, you know. My God, it's so bad, these characters. Okay, so what more do we have? This is yet another. What's her name again? This is yet another woman that's like Nephi's her name. Jesus Christ, this is yet another woman that Nephi. She got my back, man, and she's yet another woman that gets killed immediately after being said to be a strong, powerful woman. I still hate Gabby, of course I do. Everyone hates Gabby. He's my absolute bottom tier, man. I've hated Gabby for years. I've hated Gabby since I read the manga. I've hated Gabby for like 5 years something. I've hated Gabby since I started my channel. I hated Gabby. One of the first things I did was reviewing Attack on Titan mangas, right? And I was like, I hate Gabby. It's like iconic. My hate will never go down for Gabby, man. Oh my God, this is another trash character. So this woman is like, oh, she's the up and coming, shifter girl, right? Oh, she can kill immediately. This is Gabby's, female best friend, right? And her name is a Nazi name. Yeah, this is crazy. Her name is Sophia Reich. She's named after one of the most prolific, like, female World War II German warriors. Like, seriously. Obviously, the more is supposed to be, World War II Germany, right? Everyone knows that. But this woman here, seriously, is named after potentially one of the worst, most, hardcore German soldier ladies. And she was friends with Hitler. Like, I'm not even kidding. This character is named after, the most famous, like, female pilot in Germany. And she was, like, personal friends with, like, Eva Braun and so on. Not making it up. Her name is Rich, okay? Google it, Rich. She's like a super hardcore, sympathizer of World War II Germany. Like, seriously. That's what her character is named after. Like, I'm not even making it up, right? Because obviously the mall is supposed to be Germany, right? Everyone knows that. But this woman, her name is, like, straight up super evil. This is like, World War II criminal, you know what I mean? And again, with Gabby being a doing crimes, Remember that Gabby is introduced immediately doing, something that would put you in Geneva Convention, right? She goes in there like white flag and then, so on. This is her best friend. Her best friend is like Eva Braun, okay? Her best friend is named after one of the worst, like Eva Braun's best friend, yeah. Like, I'm not making it up. Ishiyama named her after one of the most, again, iconic, like, evil females in Germany. Like, seriously. So, what can you, what can you think about that, It's like, okay. And she dies, She's obviously part of the Marley. She wants to kill all the aliens, right? And then she gets killed immediately by Eren, right? So, that is like, maybe she's even down here. Just her name alone puts her in, like, this level of trash, I guess. Because she's like, Gabby's best friend has an incredibly bad name, right? Like, modeled after an incredible evil woman, and so on. And I mean, seriously, because this woman she's named after, she was obviously, after the war ended, right? So I'm talking real life now. After the war ended in World War II, Rach, right? Her name, that then person named her, she was like, oh, we did nothing wrong, She was like defending, the bad guys, afterward. She was like, she's very, very famous for being like a sympathizer, you get my point, right? Some people do like Gabby, I know. I always get Gabby if you go to my, actual episode reviews, there always someone on the defense. Gabby. But I think some part, if it's not trolling, right? Some part that hates defense Gabby. Some of them, I don't know, likes her or something, some weird way, because she's like, yeah, she killed them all and that's cool or something. Otto is a good waifu, man. Otto is a good waifu. Yeah, we're gonna do an R0 waifu list, and Otto can win that shit. But now we pick it out though. But we say that. Do you see who this waifu is? Do you guys see this waifu? See people recognize this waifu, man. So I had to take some time to find an image of that waifu. I can show you bigger here. Do you see this waifu? No one know who that is? This is one of the top waifus in the anime, man. Maybe I got an image of this waifu. Here's another one. This is a good waifu, man. Take a Titan waifu. Look at that. Oof. Adorable. This is an adorable waifu, man. But yeah, there's obviously Armin. This is Armin, okay? Armin is our freaking best girl, man. Armin is cute, man. Armin is one of the most smashable. I seriously would rather have intercourse with Armin than most of the female characters. I would easily rather smash Armin. You know, best girl Armin. I would genuinely rather smash Armin than all of these, like, I don't know, you know, like Historia's mom, all of these terrible mothers, right? I mean, seriously, all of these, like, again, you know, these lists, right, of like, oh yeah, genocide sympathize, genocide, I don't know, but it's called, what's that called? She was a kid, not pet, I know, right? Whatever. I want to eat my own daughter. I don't know. Weird ass. She's also Jägerist or genocide. You know, Armin is freaking more smashable than most of the characters. Seriously, man. Armin get going on, man. But yeah, Attack on Titan is the last season coming next year, right? The last season, the last arc, and it's gonna be a shit show. I mean, I read the manga. Who hasn't read the manga by now, right? I read the manga because when it was going, right? And I'm excited to see it. But seriously, right? And I want to say again, I said it so many times, some people are defending the manga or whatever, right? Saying, oh, only the ending bad. No. I said it, right? If you go look at my reviews, right? During the last chapters, I was saying for a long time that the ending was gonna suck. Right? I was like, not it makes any sense. There's so many plot holes. What is happening, right? I said it for the last 10 plus chapter that it was going downhill, right? For a long time. So the next season, I look forward to it, but I'm gonna be very critical because seriously, I've been saying that for years, right? That it was going like this, right? For the last chapters, not just the last chapter. Some people are like, only the last chapter sucks, right? But no. The whole fight, the plot holes, like, why can the guy summon birds? I mean, the thing is, one thing is so weird is that, you know, Falco can fly, right? And Eren is summoning all these titans, they're different animals, but he can't summon birds. I don't know what happened with that, man. What can he summon birds for? What happened with the caterpillar? He disappears, right? They fight this caterpillar that does the gas thing, and everyone becomes a titan, and then when Eren and Emu dies or something, they just disappears. But there was more of this caterpillar in the water, and it's gone. It doesn't make any sense, right? And everyone just becomes humans again or something. Before it's just like everything is just terrible. Like, it's just bad. It's just like, oh my god. Anyway, it's coming next year. Yeah, subscribe for that, guys. Next year, we're getting the last. It's so bad. Everything is so bad with it. It is truly. Oh man, it is probably the worst manga ending I ever read in my life. Like, it is probably, yeah. Seriously. Macadamia look forward to, though. Yeah, Macadamia, I mean, it's like a good show, you know. Yeah, Macadamia is like. Macadamia hasn't failed me yet. I think, as I keep saying, I feel, yeah, it's in 6 now, right? Been doing it for a while on Macadamia, right? But I still think it's good. But sure, I was probably a little more hyped when it was newer. I am more hyped for like Chainsaw Man and Bleach, honestly, coming back to some extent. But I have read Bleach though, and I haven't read Macadamia. So I guess I am a little bit. When it comes to Macadamia, I'm Miami only, right? So I can watch the new season. Bleach is like, I want to see Bleach, but I have read it, so it's a little bit, you know. Bird! That's good. Yeah, the bird. Exactly. And then Eren becomes a bird. It's so bad. Oh, whatever. Let's go on. Oh my god. Eren becomes a bird. Oh, I can't wait for the next season and see people anime only. Oh my god. Okay. What more do we have? So we have, you know, Germany, yeah, World War II sympathizers. Okay, there's more the character that isn't like just in the middle. I want to take some of the, you know, the weirder characters. Oh, here's another one. These are so many of these characters. I mean, seriously, okay? These are all, I keep saying it, these are all the same kind of character. with the exact same kind of storyline, you know, when they're like, oh, this woman is very strong, and she wasn't strong, she died immediately. So let's see if I have to cheat with the names though. I mean, generally speaking, they die like one episode. So let's see. This is Lyne. She's also said to be one of the strongest females in the whole world. She's like super powerful or whatever, but she dies immediately. So she's terrible. And then this is Marlene. She's also said to be a high level. She's also said to be a high level woman. This is like Marlene. She got my back. She's got my back. I keep saying it, right? But they're all so mid or trash. Yeah, they're like, oh, this is Marlene. I'm at Boruto. I did Naruto, right? I don't know the Boruto. I did Naruto, which covers most of the character, right? But yeah, that's Marlene. That's kind of yet another. Yeah. She did my back. Okay, what do we left? What do we have left? Another Gabby there in the bottom tier. Okay, let's do one interesting character. Riku. Okay, Riku is obviously top girl, man. Okay, so Riku, you probably don't know who it is, right? People always forget this character. She's whatever. Riku is actually the only person who survives shit. Yeah. So this woman, she's exactly like all the characters. They are like, this is Riku. She got my back. She got my back. This is actually literally the only female character I think that is introduced right with. You know, like these other Marley, Mary, Anka, Hannah, Sarah, Nanaba, Petra, all these women, right? They all get killed immediately, except Riku. She's like this is the only female character that is not part of the main cast, right? That actually survives shit. Like seriously, she just serves to be in the legendary best girl, just on her survival rate. No other female character. Except, you know, the big titles or whatever, actually survives more than like one arc, right? She's straight up is like the only character that is an active warrior that survives several arcs, like 4 or 5 arcs, right? Like seriously. That being said, though, in the end, she's just forgotten. It's really weird. She's in like 5 arcs, and then a time skip happens, and she's never shown again. It's really weird. She never died or anything. So Ishiyama was like, she probably died. The author was like, I forgot she existed. Mushotenshi definitely. But Mushotenshi, I mean, it's gonna be Ghislaine. Mushotenshi is gonna be Ghislaine. I haven't actually seen Classic of the Elite yet. I started watching episode season 1, and I wasn't taken in by it. And that's why I haven't done season 2 right. I know Classic of the Elite is popular right now, but I never really finished season 1 right. Mushotenshi though is the best anime ever, so yeah. Mushotenshi could maybe next week, the Mushotenshi. But I feel that there isn't that many female characters in Mushotenshi. I mean, to the end, I've read novels, right? Mushotenshi doesn't have a lot of. I feel there are too few characters. It's like Ghislaine, you know. It's Ghislaine and Ghislaine is Ghislaine. It's the milfs. Not that many characters. They're all gonna be used waifus. It's gonna be like everyone in the top tier, man. What more do we have? That's like, okay, this is like a random woman. She's also part of the genocidal tribe, man. This is like some ambassador. She's supposed to be like the African ambassador. She wants to eradicate all the aliens or something. She's like a racist or something, yeah. She's like, kill all those people. Yeah. She's part of that Hammer Titan, you know, she's a part of that guild. Basically. And this is, of course, his sister. So his sister, I think, is a terrible character too. She's probably actually in the next trash level. So this is the sister of Hammer. She's the actual Hammer Titan, right? Her name is like, what's her name? Lara is her name. Lara. I remember L something. But she's obviously a terrible person too, right? So she's like, no, I hate this character, right? She's voiced by one of my favorite voice actors, Mamoru Noto. So she's voiced by an amazing voice actor. I got my top 10 list. She's in my top 10 list. Mamoru Noto as well, right? You could watch the one, yeah. So Mamoru Noto, amazing female voice actors. But she was in this character that has like no personality, right? She's just like his slave, right? His bitch, right? Yeah. So her brother is like, oh, well, I wanna conquer the planet and kill all the aliens, whatever. And his sister, she gets the power, right? So he makes his sister the power. It's basically the Rodriguez shit, right? So you got a story for him, right? And she has like no personality, right? She says nothing basically. She's kind of like his slave for no reason. She does whatever everybody wants. And takes, that time thing to die for him, right? And it's just like, why? Why is the sister just, I don't know. She's just basically, I don't know. she's the child that Rodriguez wanted, right? Yeah. She basically sacrifices her life for her brother for no reason, right? and then she is get owned by Eren and the other characters, right? I mean, she's a terrible female character. But yeah, I haven't read the light novel of Musashi, so that's why I feel a little bit. I mean, I love Musashi so much, right? But I don't know. Do I want to say an anime only? It's one of those animes that I have considered many times, right, to buy the light novel and just read up on it, right? It's not about the money, right? I want to. Oh, it's hard, man. It is hard, yeah. But Lara, man, I probably put her even worse. She's probably one of the absolute worst characters because she's just like a slave to her brother. Like, seriously. She's just like, with personality? No, I just want to serve. Is she like a brother con? I don't know. She's like a brother. It's just, her character is so weak, right? She's just like, I want to die for my brother or something. It's just so terrible. Oh, it's just terrible, right? You know? And then when they attack them and he dies, she has the actual powers. And honestly, I think the writing is terrible with her because I feel like the only reason she has the powers, right, is because when Eren kind of like does his backstab, right? When Eren does his ambush and kills her brother, I feel the only reason she has the powers is because Ishiyama wanted Eren's ambush to fail, right? You know what I mean? Like, he actually got the power eventually, but he wanted the ambush not to immediately kill the Hammer Titan, because it would be too easy, right? That's the only reason I think she has the powers, because her brother dies immediately, right, from Eren, and they're like, yeah, you got the powers. No, actually, she had the real powers. It was a trick, you know. She was silent in the background with the powers, but just to make it sense, she had the powers. And she has like no personality and no storyline, except that her brother has this vision and she's just a slave or whatever, right? So it's just a terrible weak character, I feel. Overlord, I don't know. I never really been a huge Overlord fan. I mean, I watched it, Overlord. I think it's like okay, you know. I think it's okay. It's not my favorite guy. I watched Overlord because I wanted to watch Isekai Quarterbacks, so I watched Overlord before that. So I haven't actually watched season 3. So I haven't watched season 4 either. It goes now. Yeah, it goes now, right? So I haven't watched season 3 yet. I watched the first. Who is more? The trash. That is someone's mom just dies there with the screaming eyes. Who is that? Moses' mother. Oh my god, she's some woman that dies or whatever. She's not even a warrior, man. She's like in this. She's in the trash pile, man. She's a woman that dies, whatever. And this is Connie's sister. Yeah, her name is what's her name? Yeah, this is Hammer Titan, man. Hammer Titan, man. One of the worst female characters. Yeah, she just exists, you know. But seriously, do you think I'm right? I said it again here. Isn't she only the Hammer Titan just because her brother was gonna be killed immediately? That's the only reason she's a Hammer Titan. Because the author was like, how do I make a fight with the powers? I need to give someone else the powers, right? I think that's the only reason why. Because from a story aspect, it made no sense. Or her personality made no sense. I think it is that's what it is. Her brother, that is Connie's sister. I can't remember the name. I mean, seriously, there's so many weird. Oh, her name is Sunny. Okay, Sunny is the name. Sunny, yeah. Connie's sister is Sunny. She just gets owned, man. She's just trash, but she gets owned too, man. She gets owned and she's in Titan, yeah. Whatever. Connie's mom also trash, of course, yeah. Just a super ugly. Man, yeah, super ugly, failed, Titan, right? Probably somewhere near, yeah. Connie's mom, man. Can't even walk, man. She's the worst Titan ever, man. Trash. My god, we get into the bottom tier, right? Who do I know? Okay, like, you know, this woman, yeah, who cared about Laura died, right? Yeah, no one cared, right? She had like no personality, nothing. She was just her brother's slave. Just loved to buy something. Caven. Actually, the first best girl then, okay? I feel the best girl is the typical mid-tier, right? So a normal list for me has these 5, right? So best girl is like a mid-tier. It's like smashable, right? Mid, I don't think is usually not smashable. Trash, but of course you have a lot more trash than that. But Caven is Kenny's girl, you know. She's the kind of badass warrior, merc lady, kind of assassin, right? And she gets owned in the cave, and her name is Caven. It's pretty hilarious. But, you know, Caven is just like a character that exists, right? Yeah. But actually, isn't super stupid, isn't somewhat skilled. Like, she's not a level of Mikasa or whatever, right? But she's like a pretty skilled character. And she isn't, like, insanely stupid either. So I feel she's, so seriously, probably one of the few, like, normally kind of characters that kind of exist there. Yeah, like an actual decent person or something. Okay, what more do we have? This woman is hot though. This is Carly, okay? She's only in some OVA, but she's freaking hot, man. So Carly is a very attractive, like, kinda, she's a trader, daughter's girl, whatever. It's an OVA storyline. She doesn't die, actually, so, but I think she's not a hot character, okay? Carly is this, like, she's a hot female character. Yeah, I'm using her. Carly. She's, like, one of the hottest, probably the hottest, like, filler character. She's got a kind of sassy personality, and, you know, she's kind of like, yeah, like a hot female character. But she doesn't die either, she's pretty smart, so she actually survives the shit, and she's actually, like, but she's not a canon character, but whatever. She exists. I put her in there, I could be in the best girl tier. Okay, what more do we have? We got some other trash character left. Now we got some of the worst and best, right? And almost the TOGA is best girl, man. It's after Ashido, though. After Big Ass, though, yeah. Oh god, now we got some utter trash left, mostly. This is Sasha's mom, though. I mean, she's like a normal character too, yeah. Sasha's mom, you know. She's just like a normal mom, I guess. She read Sasha. She was likable, so probably, yeah, honestly, after Carla, I guess Sasha's mom, yeah. There's no name and so on, but, you know, she was probably a decent person, right? Yeah, got it, you know, yeah, a little bit, you know, yeah. But still, Sasha's mom is like, you know, she raised a good daughter, right? So we have to give her some credit for being like, normal, kind of normal, functional person, right? Seriously. I mean, Sasha's mom, in this world of terrible, I wanna kill my own daughter mothers, right? Yeah, like, in comparison, she is way better than most other moms in this anime. Like, seriously, like, Jesus Christ. Okay, now we have mostly controversial characters left, okay? So now it's gonna be fun, right? Now we get the rant mode here. Let's start with Yelena. Okay, Yelena is obviously trash. She's like in this level of trash, right? She's in this level of trash. Yelena is a terrible character. I hate Yelena so much. Who doesn't hate Yelena? Who likes Yelena? You know, who likes Yelena? Right? Seriously, who likes Yelena? Like seriously, no one likes Yelena, man. Look at that face, man. So everyone, not everyone, but a lot of people dislikes Mikasa, right? Because Mikasa is, you know, obsessively Eren and so on, right? But Yelena is just 6 bitches. Yelena is like, you know, she's just obsessively in love with Zeke instead of Eren, right? And, you know, when Zeke kills all those people, and she's like, yeah, do it, Zeke! You know, and she stands there, and like, you know, she gets off on like Zeke killing people and so on, right? She got this like obsessive, yeah, she's a nightmare. She got this obsessive, like, she's basically, if you ever seen, you know, Soken or Soma, which I think is a great anime. I love the anime, you know. They make food, and they get like, spaghetti! You know, and they get obviously like an orgasm for eating spaghetti, right? I have this huge Arena figure, it's my biggest figure, right? Alright, I've cried laughing. But you know what I mean. They eat food, and they get like, right? Yelena is like that, man, but when Zeke kills people, yeah. Zeke is like killing, you know, thousands of people, and she's standing on the corner like, oh yeah, murder! And you're like, what is happening with this character? She's so disgusting, man. She's so disgusting. It's like, she got she's just sick as a hentai character in our show, man. At least Mikasa doesn't get, you know, yeah, turned on by Eren killing people. But Yelena, she's like, oh yeah. Yeah, she's so disgusting, man. Then like, her whole plan is she's like, I don't care, I just wanna see Zeke kill everyone. She's a pro-genocide, right? She knows his true plan, and she wants him to use murder everyone, or the weird, you know, no children plan or whatever. But the point, it's a genocide, right? She's pro that. She's like, yeah, it's crazy, right? She's pro Holocaust. Yeah, it is weird. It's so weird. And her whole thing too, I think, is so annoying. Like in the last season, they get her alive. They capture Yelena, right? They have her alive at this camp. I hate that so much from a right standpoint. Like, why is Yelena alive for? You know what I mean? They have Yelena. No one likes her. Everyone hates her. And, you know, it's like Rainer and Jean and so on at the campsite, right? And she's like, oh, you guys hate each other. Oh, yeah. She sits there and it cheats on them, right? And I'm just like, why doesn't anyone ever kill her, right? Why doesn't anyone ever kill her for? I don't understand why they're all like, just, you know, letting her sit there and taunt them and so on. She's like, oh, God, Yelena is... I hate her more than Gabby, seriously. I probably hate her more than Gabby. Gabby gets more, you know, trolls or whatever, but I can probably even put her over Gabby. I don't know, but she is She is utter trash. She's in the level of Gabby trash. Okay? I think it's very fair to say, right? Oh my god, she's disgusting, man. Terrible character. It's insanely dislikable in every possible way, right? And then we have some other trash. We got oh god, I hate. Okay, this is so many shitty characters. Okay, Ymir, man, Ymir. See, I wrote Ymir here. Okay, this is Ymir. Ymir. Oh my god, what a terrible character. And I'm talking about Ymir here, you know, not this Ymir. Yeah. So let's be specific here. Not this Ymir. They take it later. Yeah, this Ymir, right? The first Ymir, which is actually the second Ymir. At my point, you know, it's like the fake Ymir. I do think from an actual visual standpoint, she is pretty kawaii, I feel, yeah. She got a cute little vibe, I feel, right? If I just rated her on, like, looks or something, I do feel that she has the kind of a cute look sometimes, and, you know, she got a little, you know, yeah, she got the booty or whatever, right? Yeah, a little bit. But, how is she a terrible character from a writer standpoint? Oh my god, she's so bad, man. So, first of all, okay, Ymir is in love with Historia, and that's cute. That's her only like, good part with her, she's a lesbian or something. But seriously, that storyline is like the only good thing with her, right? She has that filler episode when her and Historia in the snow, and she almost kisses her or whatever, right? So that's pretty cute. She got some build up and so on. But then after that, she's like garbage character, and it truly feels like Ishiyama, the author, right, forgot she existed. That is how terrible Ymir is, right? Because then, of course, she joins with Bernholt and Rainer. It makes no sense at all, because she's in love with Historia. She knows truth, right, about the Marleys. She knows truth, remember that. And she doesn't tell Historia that. Which makes no sense. She's just a terrible written character. I think she's arguably the worst written character in the whole storyline. You know, I think Gabby is terrible written too and so on. But I would say Ymir is probably the worst written character in the whole manga and anime. Like, seriously. Because there is an Ymir, she knows the truth, right? She knows about the Marleys. She knows about the shifter thing. She knows everything, basically, right? And she's a shifter. And she's a yacht titan. And she doesn't do shit about it, right? She could have told them all the truth, you know, years before it happens, right? You know, she's part of the, you know, the shit and stuff, right? Years before. She became titan before they opened the wall, right? So she knows basically everything, right? Except the truth with Ymir. But she knows all the Marley stuff. She knows more or less, right, who Rainer and those guys are, right? She knows the shifter. She knows everything, you know what I mean? She knows almost everything. She tells no one, right? She knows all this shit. Doesn't tell anyone, even if she's madly in love with Historia. And she's willing to die for Historia. But she's not willing to tell her the truth. You know what I mean? It is so stupid. She is not willing to tell Historia the truth about all of these, you know, Titan shifts and the Marley Empire. She keeps that a secret for no reason whatsoever. She could have told her the truth before she left with Baron Rainer, right? Or whatever. She could have explained it much better to her. She gets a letter, right? But that letter comes like years later after it's over, right? It doesn't make any goddamn sense. Furthermore, her whole idea of if I go back with them, so they can take my powers and give it to his brother, that's gonna protect Historia, makes literally no sense. It's just terrible writing. Why does she think that going back with them to the Mali Empire is gonna protect Historia? It doesn't, right? It just gives them more power. If she stays on her side instead, they have Eren and her, right? And with all her info she has, they can fight the Marlins better, right? So it makes no sense whatsoever at all that she just goes back with them. Like, it's incredibly unmotivated for her to go back with them. So her actions are so stupid. Again, I think she is probably the worst written character. And that's a lot in the Titan. She's terrible plot, basically. And furthermore, right, Ishiyama then basically forgets she exists, right? Because he has like one panel, which is even like a full page of her dying to the brother, right? When she is eaten by him, right? And that is just like, that is just a crappy thing too. She had a lot of screen time, right, in the kind of middle of storyline, right? And then it's just like, oh, she died off screen, basically, yeah. Like, she just, you know, doesn't even talk about it. And her eater doesn't have her memories, you know what I mean? He doesn't have any interest in the story for that matter. Yeah, he has no love of Historia. So, her whole character is just completely thrown away, right? Because, remember, every other character, basically, in her and the love or whatever, right, and so on. Like, you know, with Armin and Annie, he is in love with Annie because of Baron, right? But she's eaten by, what's his name again? Porshin, whatever it's pronounced, yeah. Eaten by him, right, and he doesn't care about Historia, you know what I mean? Like, that shit is a plot hole too, yeah. Like, her personality, her memories, everything is ignored, right? And furthermore, it's just like, no one ever talks about it, you know? She basically is like Ishiyama got she existed, and furthermore, her yacht at the powers, right, are changed to. She was an ugly little image of that. I didn't think about it. What's her name? Ymir Yacht Titan form. I mean, ranty, but Jesus Christ, it's a great comparison. This image here is great. Yeah, this is a great image here. Here's some person talking about what I mean there. Plot hole. She's plot hole galore, you know. She's plot hole galore. Such a terrible written character. She's a worse written character also. That's the perfect image I found immediately here. Of course, it's the point many people have said before me, right? I'm not breaking new grounds here. So, obviously, for no reason, right? She has no powers, right? She's just an ugly, very ugly Titan. And then, but the other have superpower. They have this yaw powers, right? They have the special power and so on. And you can say that, oh, she couldn't use her power. Remember, she was this shifter for years, okay? He has been shifted powers for way shorter time, yeah. She has been in for years until she dies, right? Because it's a time skip and so on. She's been in it for like, what, 3 years? And he's been in it for like 3 weeks. And maybe he got that special serum or something. But still, like, she has no special powers. She's a shifter. She's obviously a plot hole. She's the only shifter that has no special powers. Because Annie, as the female Titan, has her scream and so on, right? She's the only shifter Titan that has no speciality. She basically is a shifter Titan that knows everything. And then Ishiyama was like, she knows too much. I'm just gonna write it out of the storyline. For no reason. I'm gonna leave for no storyline. Tell no one the truth. And then I will pretend she never says it right. Such a terrible character. I think he started writing her as a true Ymir, probably. Her point was probably to be the actual Ymir or something, and then he changed his mind. I think so, yeah. He started that Ymir, you know, fantasy or whatever, and she's probably supposed to be maybe a reincarnated Ymir or something like that, right? It's probably supposed to be an actual Ymir, so it didn't look like Ymir, right? It didn't look like Ymir. So she probably was supposed to be a more important character for the actual Ymir storyline, but then he probably is, you know, scratched that or something. But anyway, yeah, I think she's like the worst. Probably the most plot hole. Worst with the female character. She's just terrible in every way, man. Kaguya list, maybe. But Kaguya doesn't have that many characters I feel either. Kaguya-sama has mostly, you know, the other characters. Kaguya has like the main character, right? And then her girl. Maybe Kaguya-sama one day. Yeah, maybe. There's a lot of female characters, but not enough screen time, the other characters though. But anyway, yeah, so Ymir is absolutely terrible. And then, of course, we have the other Ymir, right? I talked about immediately then. Then we have the other trash. We have this Ymir, yeah. I hate this so much, right? This is obviously manga spoilers now then, people don't care about. Yeah, manga spoilers. She's in love with Fritz, you know? It's so bad, right? It was love all along! It's just like... And it's so bad, there's so many reasons, but... First of all, it's bad because... Attack on Titan was never really like a romance storyline or like a relationship anime. So to explain that her whole backstory is that she's in love with him is so bad, right? This is bad writing, generally speaking. I hate her too. She's a slave, right? She's the most powerful person in the universe. She's a god, basically. But she's a slave still to his dating him or something. But Ishiyama, he can write some Arara, but every other character is not Arara. Every other character is just trash. I mean, honestly, I find him to be one of the worst female writers in all manga. And I'm not probably saying that, right? But obviously, but seriously, Ishiyama, I feel, writes mostly really bad female characters. And he writes pretty bad male characters too, for that matter. But I think he really is, yeah, he has a few good female characters, right? And then most of them are either... This is the best example, right? Like, why is she obsessed with Fritz? To see later. And, like, her scene, she's so badly written because it doesn't make any sense, right? Her personality is that she comes in there, she's in love with him for no reason. It's Stockholm Syndrome, but it's just absurd because she's so much stronger than him. She's like a goddess, right? And then, and it's a plot hole. You can't go away from being a plot hole because... You can't say it at the same time that she is in love with Fritz, and that's why she's doing everything for him, right? And then when that spear is thrown, she takes the spear and dies, right? That doesn't make any sense, because she's in love with him and does everything for him. She can take the spear and then use heal herself, right? So that doesn't make any sense. She takes the spear because she's in love with him, but if she's in love with him, she would obviously just, you know, keep being alive. Oh, why did that thing die for? I thought it was some sort type before. Did my Tidus die? Oh, strange. What? Yeah, I had about Tidus up. Oh, that was weird. I had my titties up and then jumped to my other tab. Oh, weird. I didn't touch anything. But I put a short time before that. Who cares? But yeah, Ymir is just like, if she's in love with him, right? She should have to stay in love with him consistently. It doesn't make any sense. And I hate people defend this thing because you can defend her Stockholm syndrome, right? You can defend her being obsessed with Fritz. I think it's terrible writing anime because she's a goddess and it doesn't really make any sense. But if she is that obsessed with him, right? She wouldn't let herself die. That she just logically compute. It doesn't make any sense. And furthermore, she got time powers. She can, rewrite time and so on, right? Like Eren does, right? She can rewrite and create other universes, right? She can just rewrite the universe. She can be with her husband, right? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. She's literally a goddess. They can do all this time traveling path and so on. But she doesn't utilize that. And people are saying that, oh, it makes sense because she's in love with Fritz. No, it doesn't make sense. Because if she's in love with him, wouldn't she be using her powers to be with him now, right? It's just so bad. So you can't have the cake and the two. You can't have that she's completely inept with her powers and so on, right? And because she's so in love with him, doesn't want to freedom or whatever, but at the same time she wants to be with him. It's just so every possible way, right? It doesn't make any sense. Like she's just a terrible written female character, and it's just my God, it was love all along or something. It's just it's so bad. And why did she die for it? And why would she die for? There's a plot hole also for that matter because then she's eaten by her daughters, and then it's like, why would they turn into 9 powers, right? Why would 3 daughters have 9 powers? I mean, seriously, isn't this bad writing? Why doesn't she have 9 daughters for? If she had 9 daughters, or if they had 3 kids, but if they had 9 daughters and they all ate her together, right? That would have been a better storyline too. That would explain why her powers are split into 9, right? But now it just happens, right? And nothing still is explained why they have this path thing together and so on. It doesn't fit ever. So whatever. It's just not a bad character. Terrible. It's bad. But it doesn't make any sense, the backstory, right? Because even if we assume that she is in love with him, which doesn't make sense, Stockholm doesn't work. And trust me, I got a degree in this, okay? I said it in my reviews last summer. I got a degree in this subject, okay? Stockholm Syndrome doesn't act like that. Because if you're stronger and more powerful than your abuser, it kind of turns off that Stockholm Syndrome. Right? The issue is that it's very hard having a female victim, right? From like an abusive husband or whatever. But if she's stronger than him, right? Like physically stronger, it basically never happens, right? And even if it happened previously, but she gets stronger, right? It kind of goes back to that. We can't talk about it in details, but the point is that it kind of devalues that that power structure, right? Between the man and the woman, right? When the woman is either richer or stronger or more famous and this stuff, right? And when she becomes a goddamn goddess. She becomes a goddess, right? You know what I mean? So, and we never see her being that broken down or in love with her husband before that. So it doesn't make any sense. But again, as I mentioned earlier, if she now is so in love with him, even though it doesn't make any sense, why would she not use her powers then to, be with him, right? Extend his lifetime, time travel to be with him, and all this stuff, right? It's a very confusing and very... Again, it feels like he couldn't come up with a good ending. He was just like, oh, she's in love with him, so that's it. But anyway... both Ymir are absolute trash here. Both Ymir are trash here, man. She works with the character. The second one with the character. I mean, seriously, she's a plot hole. Walking plot hole, right? Also plot holes. So much plot holes with both of them. And again, like I said, the other Ymir, right? Why did she go back with them? Doesn't make any sense. Why did she never say sort of? It's actually kind of similar. She's in love with Historia, right? Yet doesn't do shit for Historia, right? She's in love with Fritz, yet doesn't really do shit for Fritz. It's just weird. He's like, these characters are so in love that they do anything for their person they're in love with, but they don't. They actually don't. Yeah, she's willing to die for Historia, right? But she's not willing to tell her the truth. You know what I mean? It's just yeah, they're very simps, but it's just like. But the thing is that the problem is that again, right? They are both very very similar characters. In that sense, maybe she is Ymir 1 and Ymir 2, but they're both incredibly, simplistic, but. Why wouldn't they then do this stuff that they need? Like, why won't she tell the story the truth? You know what I mean? Like, she's so weird. You can't write them as being obsessively in love with a person and then refuse to tell them the truth or whatever, right? Or help them or something. Because she could have easily healed herself and protected her husband longer. Think about it. She's so in love with her husband. Why didn't she stay with him to protect him, Or make his empire bigger or whatever, right? Grander or something. It's so weird, right? It's so incredibly weird. But anyway, Historia though, she's badass though. I don't think she's as cool as like PIECK and so on, but I love Historia though. She's one of the good female characters, man. Historia though, yeah, she is good, man. Let's go some Historia image. Historia is good though. She is one of the few female characters I actually care about. Yeah, Historia is cute, man. I got this image here. Where is it? In cheerleader Historia. I put in thumbnail. I got it somewhere. There it is. Yeah, come on. Historia is fine, man. Come on. Historia is good. So Historia then, being of course the princess, got the storyline. I think she's probably the best written female character for a long time, right? She's obviously is the highlight of that season and that arc and so on, right? With her father and the discovery when she beats up Eren and so on. So Historia is a good character. Like, Sears is a good character. I mean, even from like a writing standpoint for once, right? It's just actually a good female written character. And again, probably the best written female character, right? From just like a character development standpoint and so on. From like an actual narration, she probably is the best written female character. But however, though, with the story, of course, is that a huge issue is that she's just thrown away, right? Just like Ymir, like many characters, and also some other character, right? Or some Pico and other character, they basically get thrown away, right? With the time skip. So she's like one of the best female characters. This is why I not put her in the waifu list. But then the best female character, right? Up to the time skip. And then it's like, oh, she's pregnant now, so she's out. Right? Then she gets preggo, and then she can't be in this anime anymore. It's so weird, yeah. She got this, like, you know, good personality, you know, got some good ass going on or whatever. And then she becomes a MILF, and she's ignored, yeah. She becomes a MILF, and then she's thrown out by the storyline. It's just so weird, right? She goes from, like, again, well, good female written character. And yeah, then she was pregnant by a farmer boy or something, a peasant, yeah. And that's so weird too. They had this storyline like, oh, is it Eren? Is it maybe someone else? Is it Jin? Is it Ymir somehow? They got this weird storyline, right? With the farm, and then it was a random farmer boy or something. And it is hinted many times that it's Eren still though, but it's never confirmed. It fascinated me too. Like, it's never really truly explained. I wasn't a farmer guy. It's like, oh my god. But just again, right, from a writing standpoint, yeah, she's like one of the worst characters after the time skip. Because again, she's pregnant and does nothing, right? She could have been pregnant and been the queen. Still, no. She's pregnant and all the men are like, oh, she's out, you know? So she went from being this, like, you know, proper queen, right? And everyone liked that she was a queen. And then we do a time skip and now she's just like living on some farmstead. She's pregnant and the country turned into a dictatorship. But the country has been taken over by military. And she's just out there doing it at a farm or something. It is so bad. But that's why I mean it's so bad writing too, because she was a beloved queen, right? But then she got pregnant and then she lost her throne or something. So she can't be a queen while pregnant? Have you ever seen, you know, all this, like, I don't know, Victoria, England, Elizabeth II or whatever? Have you ever seen, trust me, there's a lot of queen history that has been able to be pregnant and still be queens, right? And also be in power, yeah. But Historia is like, pregnant, get out. Get out, woman! It's the military leading it now or something, yeah. It's so bad. Otherwise, I put it up here if it was only up to the time skip, right? But as soon as time skip starts, she's basically is a trash character, yeah. She basically honestly was like trash, right? But I put her here, because she's a very, very good character until the time skip. But then she's like freaking bottom trash, man. It's ridiculous. And I almost feel this is too nice. I want to put her here because she's like here and here, right? Depending on what year we're in. Either she's a top character or a bottom character. So, I mean, I've been nice to Historia. She's one of the few characters I like, I would say, but I don't know. Honestly, right? She's hard to almost judge, right? Okay, what more do we left? We have, let's take Frida then. Frida, right? Another trash character. You know, she's like pro-genocide something. She does this weird mental torment to her sister, right? She is obviously following this bloodline of just keeping everyone in check. That is never explained for that matter. It's just crap how plot that is. It is never explained why her family bloodline even promised that thing, right? Or why they even left and built the walls. Honestly, think about it. It's never explained. It's so bad ending. Attack on Titan. It's such a bad ending. It is never actually motivated why they stopped doing the war, right? If we look at ending 2, we see them killing all people and so on, right? It is never truly explained why they did the stuff, right? why they actually went and built the walls. It's never explained, right? Why they actually made that. Why her ancestor, why he just gave up their country. It is never actually truly motivated at all, and it's never motivated why they have to follow this bloodline and why they are slaves to that, and they're motivated. It is really, really weird. There's like a massive plot that's never really explained why. But she follows that, right? But why I put it in trash too is that not only is she like, tormenting her sister and so on, right? And so on, but she's also a terrible Titan. She is such a loser. She got the strongest Titan power, so on, right? And then Grisa comes in there, right? And just owns her, Grisa kicks her ass. And I'm just like, how did Grisa, and he's not even ambushed them, kinda. Grisa kinda walks down there and he's like, you should stop this, right? Can't you please use your power to help us? And he's like, no, I will fight you instead. But Grisa comes in there and trying to be like, let's talk about this, right? She transforms and then she uses also easily. Like, what a trash person, right? From having the strongest powers. She could have stopped him with the powers, she just doesn't, right? It's a plot hole, honestly, how she can loot Grisa. Why doesn't she use, use her powers on him? Use mind wipe him or something. He's like, no. She's just like, nope, I'm just gonna get owned. It's so weird. That is so weird. Especially because she used the powers previously. At least you could argue that, you could argue, if she never used her powers at all, she had this like founding powers, the god powers, but she never truly utilized them. You could argue that she was like a noob or whatever, but we see her like, mind effing Historia every day, right? So she clearly has the powers of like, yeah. But then when he appears, she's like, oh, should I use my magical powers? No! I'm just gonna fight him and then lose immediately. You're like, plot convenience, I guess. But yeah. Every woman dies in this anime, basically. It is an isekai, right? Emmy Shadow, I guess. Oh, what more? Okay, so we have this woman. She's obviously wifey now, but she's an old lady. But come on, we're gonna put her up here. Okay, so this is the Japanese MILF, right? This is the Japanese MILF. Do you have an image over here? Yeah, this is the Japanese lady. She's the one that owns Floss. So we gotta give her some credit. What's her name again? Oh, she's obviously from Japan, right? She's supposed to be the Japanese. They're not called Japan, they're called Hyseon or whatever, right? But Kiyomi is the name, yeah, Kiyomi is her name. Ambassador Kiyomi. So, but it is beautiful how she owns Floss. Come on, that's 80 level, man. She's like a 65-year-old lady, and she's busy crap out of Floss because she's just judo or something. Floss is fanatic, well-trained, hardcore boy, military boy, gets owned by like 65-year-old lady. It is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. It is the dumbest scene ever, but I think that puts her up higher. Owning Floss is so cute, man. But she also protects the alien kids and so on, right? At that ambassador meeting and so on. So yeah, he is a nice person. She's a nice person, quite smart, and she's also like beats the crap out of Floss in a comedically stupid way. So yeah, I put her up there. Maybe hotter than Armin though, but come on, she's pretty high level, man. Yeah. I don't know if she's waifu though. Is she waifu? She's almost up here, honestly. Yeah, she is. I don't know. Owning Floss is almost. Can you put it up here at the beginning? Yeah, okay. Owning Floss is like waifu material. Yeah, that's like owning Floss is like the value is like one rank higher there. She was younger though. Yeah, I want to see her in a younger form though. What is a minus though is that it tells us that because it is a princess though. That's a minus though. Enemies of Shadow, that's the isekai. I talked about it yesterday, right? In top anime. Maybe. I feel like maybe all isekais. But anyway, this is Mikasa's mom. She's opposite trash, man. Trash. I was told that she was killed. But seriously, isn't it trash? I feel I'm a bit harsh here, but come on, honestly. Because she's an Ackerman. So remember her mom, right? Her mom was the power of Mikasa. She got the Ackerman super blood, She's a superhuman. And they are immune to whatever, time shit or whatever, right? Yeah. Or mind wipes or whatever. She's a superhuman. And then she gets owned by these random bandits, right? That her daughter could own. Remember that? Her daughter was triggered by Eren, arguably, and killed them. But her mom, being like a grown-up Ackerman, couldn't defeat some bandits. What a loser Ackerman. She's supposed to be... They even say the Ackermans are like some super bloodline, Like, what is that? Like, seriously, how does she lose to some bandits that her daughter can defeat as like an 8-year-old, but she is like a 30-year-old or something like that couldn't defeat the bandits? It all doesn't make any sense. Like, seriously, her mom is supposed to be super bloodline. How come she's like a superhuman? I don't get it. And this is Levi's mom. I don't touch her name. Does she have a name? Her name is actually Kushel Ackerman, also a loser. Another Ackerman that could lose. At least she lost to like famine. She was poor or something. But also she was superhuman. She could have still stolen the food. So loser Ackermans, man. Honestly, I put them here. These are freaking losers, man. They're both like Ackermans. They get owned by freaking like random nobodies. Yeah, like, what is this thing? They're supposed to be superhumans. So what is this? What are they doing? Like, her daughter is like a ripped as hell, man. But what was he doing? Oh, seriously, it's a plot hole. How does she lose the fight? Her daughter wins the fight. Like, I mean, honestly, how did she lose the fight when her kid daughter wins the fight? Right? That's before Mikasa is well trained. It's like, oh, Aaron triggered her. Oh, yeah, sure, but like, what's the mom not triggered by her daughter being attacked? I digress. Okay. Kaya, she forgives Gabby. That's trash, man. That is trash. That is trash. I don't know where to put Kaya, but she's obviously trash too, man. She forgives Gabby. She falls for Gabby's lies for that bad in the beginning. Doesn't make any sense, really. Then she needs to try to stab her, though. That is true. She tried to stab Gabby. Maybe it's her best girl. But she don't forgives her later. I don't know. Maybe she's more... Yeah, she just want to stab her. That's true. She tried at least. Mikasa stopped her, but she tried at least. I'm a Harvard Kaya, okay? But it's true. She tried to kill Gabby. She needs to try at least. Okay, now we got Annie or Hitch. Okay, so Annie Hitch right sitting in a tree. That is awesome. Hitch is a cool girl, but I like Hitch, man. Hitch is awesome. Gotta put Hitch up here, man. Hitch and Annie, man. That little Yuri love story is one of the best parts. You know, if you ever read this special manga, you know, when Annie and Hitch hook up together. That's right, baby. Everyone loves that. Come on. Annie and Hitch are... I forgot she's an Ackerman. No, but seriously, how does an Ackerman waifu loses to like, here's a random bandit guy and they're like superhumans? It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, Annie and Hitch, man. I like Hitch, seriously. I love this Yuri bit, you know, all this fan of it and Hitch, man. But Hitch, I think, is a cool character. She kind of like, you know, befriends Annie. They hang out together, you know what I mean? They have a good relationship. Annie is, you know, talking to her, and they have a cool relationship, you know. I like Hitch, man. She goes from this like, oh, the world is whatever, then becomes more pragmatic. Hitch is one of the cool, well-written characters, I feel. Unfortunately, Hitch is just dump her, right? Annie, they meet some of the pie scene, right? Annie meets Armin at the pie place, and then she just doesn't take Hitch with them. It's a weird scene, honestly, because Hitch and Annie were hooking up, right, for like a few episodes, and then they use dump her, not bring her with them with the hero part, right? They're like the Avengers, you know, they don't take Hitch with them. If the Hitch was one of the few people that would agree with them, honestly, it doesn't make much sense why they don't take Hitch with them, because Hitch probably would have helped them to, you know, fight the Jaegerists. Yes, I don't even know why they dumped Hitch. It's just mean. They have this like love story going on, right? They have like a Yuri love story going on. They are dating basically, her and Annie. They go on dates. And then she's like, I forgot about Hitch, man. She just dumps her and finds Armin or something. I don't know, man. It is weird in that sense. But Hitch is actually, I think, one of the better female characters. Yeah, seriously. And unfortunately, she was left out of the last conflict then, which she should have joined in there. But yeah, they forgot she existed. Very weird. That passing is so bad. Okay, let's take Annie then, okay. So Annie, I mean, obviously is a cool character. Not level of PIECK or whatever. But Annie's probably up here. I forgive her for all her genocide. No, but Annie, from a cool standpoint, right? You know, Annie was cool, you know. She got the cool kind of ripped lady parts, you know. Yeah, kind of like Mikasa, but more likable. You know, Annie is like, yeah, like a likable Mikasa. Here's a little good image there. Thumbnail, of course. So, yeah, Annie is like a likable Mikasa, right? No, but Annie's cool, man. Annie will cover the best female character in the one, right? When you start watching the anime, and you don't know who Annie is, so you don't know where it's all, right? Annie, I think, easily is the best female character in the first beginning, right? And in that sense, that she turned out to be the bad girl, right, is good, right? Because she's the most... Well, her and Sasha, yeah. Sasha is cool, and Annie is cool, right? And Mikasa is kind of there. Honestly, I wasn't even a big Mikasa fan in season 1. I didn't dislike her, but I was like, yeah, she's a pretty cool character, right? But Annie, I think, was a cooler character, and Potato Girl was the most likable character, right? So Annie, yeah, Armin, but then she's obsessed with Armin and so on. But Annie, I would put somewhere in waifu, maybe best girl. But I think instead of thinking about it, maybe Annie is gonna go to waifu tier because where Historia kinda loses out on it. Where Historia is a really good character until she gets pregnant and she's ignored, right? Annie instead is a great character, and then she's ignored for years in her down prison, but then she gets free and she's a good character all the way through. That is true. Annie is probably one of the few characters that I feel it's got better. She had a better storyline. She's gone for a long period, right? Half the manga at least, right? But at least she's a better character when she returns, and she got cool scenes all the way through. That is true. Yeah, I feel Annie actually is one of the consistently written characters. She doesn't really go back on her personality. Her backstory with the father actually is pretty good. So yeah, Annie is probably one of the few well-written characters. The only thing she does is mean though. She dumps her girlfriend Hitch though. Yeah, what happened with her Hitch? Her Hitch hooking up, man. What happened to that, man? One thing that annoys me though, but this is more the ending is terrible. Hopefully the anime does it better. Is that of course last chapter there's so much build up, right, that Armin and Annie are gonna smash, right, and then it doesn't happen. I hate that, seriously. I don't care that much about it, right, but I felt it was so lame. There is some Yin and PIECK flirting going on, right, when PIECK is like, I got endurance powers or whatever, and she shows her true powers to Yin, and Yin is like, you go girl, and so on, right? So there's that shit going on, and obviously Armin and Annie has a lot of flirting, right, and then the last chapter, they're all four of them are together on the boat, right, and it's like, we're gonna be ambassadors, and it just ends. It's no kissing scene, no holding hands. I don't know. I don't need to see like Annie and Armin going at it, but I would have preferred if she could kiss Armin or something, and that could have been the last page or whatever. This used to be like confirming that they're gonna date or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like you just conclude the storyline and PIECK and Yin or whatever, right? Or maybe then Yin and Mikasa, but something like that. Instead, it's just like we are teaming up, okay, and then it ends. It's so lame. And he was all about, Ymir is in love and so, but he couldn't finish the Annie love story. But okay, you got me up. Okay, so Annie is waifu. PIECK, Hans, Sasha, Annie, maybe old Japanese lady. I might put her down there. And yeah, she's probably the hottest Titan too. PIECK is ugly though. PIECK is Titan for new Titan, man. Okay, so now we got the last shit left, right? Okay, we got the utter trash left, right? So here is the sisters. They are freaking trash, man. I put them all in one image. I didn't bother. So this is Mara, Sina, whatever. This is their sisters of the walls. They eat their mom, right? So they're just like their mom. They are like Stockholm syndrome, mind broken. Yeah, it is not motivated why they would listen to the father and eat their mom, right? And then also follow his plan. It's really is motivated, and why they are also obsessed by following their father's empire or whatever. It really is motivated. And because they're younger than the father and all this stuff, wouldn't he? Maybe because of the time powers, but you would argue that they would have died by then or something. It is really weird. He would have died. I don't know. It's really, kind of plot holey how it actually works out with them, right? And so on. And why did the king actually care about? And again, it should have been 9 sisters, because why is there 9 powers? The mom had 9 power something, and but she had 3 daughters, should have 3 power each. It's just so much plot holes on like how they actually get the powers. And I know why there are 9, right? Because it's obviously based on Norse mythology. Yggdrasil 3, right, is the Yggdrasil 3 is obviously the tree they fall into to get the powers. Ishiyama clearly took it all off Norse mythology, right? So there are 9 worlds in Norse mythology, and that is why of course there are 9 titans that have 1 world power each, right? It's very, very obvious. I said it for years, right? It's very, very obvious. They have 9 powers, and every power is supposed to represent like Midgard or Niflheim or whatever, right? It's very, very clear. And you have a tree and so on, right? So it's very, very obvious. But it's like, why is there 3 of them then? Why is there one named after them? I don't know. It just bothers me. But generally speaking, though, they are really trash because they just were also in love with their father or something, like their mom. I mean, again, like, why are they so, and also how did he even know that? I mean, obviously I'm a little plot hole focus here, but how did he know? How did their father know that if I feed my daughter their dead mom's body, they're gonna get her powers? Split the tree. How would he know that? Why did he agree to do that? Why? because they were actually still like princesses. And it's just like, why they keep building his empire after he died or something? I don't know, you know what I mean? It's so badly written. They just exist as plot objects, right? It's just whatever it is. I hate it. Okay, lastly, Mikasa, right? I gave her a couple of these. Obviously, Mikasa is freaking trash team, man. Do I have to explain that? Do I have to explain Mikasa is utter trash? Mikasa is trash, right? I mean, she got abs, so that's good. She's hot, you know. She got those abs, right? You know, she got the abs or whatever. She got it going for her, right? Oh, here's the GIF. Oh yeah, that one. Oh yeah, that one. The best Mikasa scene, where she does sit-ups, man. Building those abs, yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. That is the only thing we care about Mikasa. So, from a physical standpoint, obviously Mikasa is like top tier waifu, right? And if she was a character like Black Clover, she probably would be a top elite waifu like Melona or whatever, right? Because she got the appearance of a top level waifu with, you know, abs and cool muskets and so on, right? She obviously will be a top character. But now, she's written by Ishiyama, and that means she's trash, because every goddamn female character in this manga or anime are basically just obsessed with something, right? So she has like no personality. She's just like Eren, right? And obviously, I've been saying this for years. I love the scene where she cries when he hates her. I love the scene so much. I'm just like, that's right, because like, he hates you, you're a slave. Because everything he says is true. Eren is just like, you're just obsessed with me. You have no personality. You're nothing to me. You're like a rock. You're like shit, right? And everything is true. Everything he says is true, right? Mikasa has no personality. She is obsessed with Eren. She's like, Eren, all the time, right? Her favorite color is Eren. Her favorite food is Eren. Mikasa stands comment. I've been putting her in trash for like 5 years, okay? They can come at me, all those stands, man. But it's the same thing every time I Twitter, right? Every time I tweet that Mikasa hates trash, of course I get a heat for it. But I love it, because no one can ever defend Mikasa. Because she truly is a terrible written female character. Just like Yelena, right? Or just like Ymir and so on. Because they all have the same thing, right? It's like Ishiyama, he can only write basically female characters to be obsessed, you know. They have only one trait. It's like, I love this thing, right? So Ymir is like, I love Fritz. Even though she doesn't actually commit to that, you know. And Gab is like, I love killing people or something. I guess that's Gab love, yeah. And Falco. But she loves killing people a lot, right? And Yelena is like, I love Zeke, right? And I love my brother. That's her thing. Seriously. She's like, I love my brother. I love myself, I guess. I love my husband and I hate my son. You know, they're all obsessed. I love Mikasa, I think. Or maybe Eren, but also obsessed, you know. I love genocide or something. You know, they're very, very one-dimensional, right? They're very like, how I say it, if I draw a line, right? If I open paint, right? Let's go to like paint or something. This I explain Mikasa's personality trait, okay? I'm gonna give you paint here, baby. I'm gonna get paint, okay? So here we go, paint, right? The first I have this image. Your waifu is trash. That's right. If you like Pikachu, trash, okay? Trash. But now if we get paint here, right? And we do a new paint, okay? We do a new. What doesn't work? Trash, yeah. We call it trash, whatever. What doesn't work? No, it's lagging. Oh, whatever. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here we go. Paint, baby. This I will explain Mikasa's personality with paint here. Okay, so we gotta get like a line, like that. This is Myrmonden. This whatever I'm doing. This right. So now we got a line, right? Okay. So preferably you have a C level 2, right? You're gonna get a freaking C level, okay. And here you got like, I don't know, like personality, right, you know? Whatever, personality, I can't spell, whatever. So this is like personality, okay. And I guess the other time might be, what is the other? Maybe power or something? Like, maybe like narrative importance or like character development or something could be in this graph or something, you know. Yeah, this could be this graph, like they learn something. And I guess because it's like a shonen slash, you know, shonen manga, right? I think power or abs or something is important in this level, right? Because you need to fight people and so on, right? It's a shonen manga, you need to fight people. So okay, let's say something like this, right? Yeah, her simp level is a straight line, right? Exactly. So now we're gonna measure, like, this is Mikasa. We're gonna explain Mikasa's personality, okay? So, personality, Mikasa is here, right? Yeah. She never moves up that. No, she's Eren, you know? She's one-dimensional as a camera, right? Narrative importance or whatever, but development, character development or whatever. She's also used like a line, it doesn't move a second here, right? And then she's like power abs. She can fight, right? That's maximized. She's the strongest character in the show, right? That is like maximized, right? She's very, very powerful in its like C value, okay? But in the X value, the Y value, I mean, it's usually Y. It's the Y value and the X value, she's non-existent, right? So a normal character might be something like this, right? They might be here, maybe a little down there, you know, whatever, right? In two-dimensional feet or whatever. But yeah, Mikasa has nothing, right? She doesn't even have a personality. So we can basically erase that. This doesn't exist for her, right? That doesn't exist. She has no development of personality. She's a second person the whole storyline. She never does anything actually in narration either for that matter, because she exists to pleasure Eren, right? Never does anything. So we can remove that as well, right? Then we're left with this thing, right? She got power and abs. So, and I mean this literally, right? I mean this literally. I will make a joke. Literally. What can you tell me that Mikasa has changed during the storyline? Eventually, she's like, wait, we gotta kill Eren. But that's what Eren wants. And he provoked her to kill him because he wanted to end this strategy. So it was still what he wanted in the end. You know what I mean? It's like, she did it for him. At best case scenario, you can argue she develops a little bit to kill Eren, but also that's what he wanted. So it's not really what against him. And, you know, she never learned anything. As I mentioned earlier, the scarf is, for example, right? When Armin is like, we gotta save the planet, you know, we gotta save the planet, it's genocide. And Mikasa is like, what about my scarf? Right? What about my scarf, though? He's like, shut up with the scarf, let's go and save the planet. But I need my scarf. And she goes and takes the scarf from the girl that's been slipped with the scarf right there. It goes to sound in my face here. But, you know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. It's just like, she's literally like a line, yeah. She's one dot of personality. And it's only because I added the personality of power and abs, because it's like a shonen. Imagine her being a character in a shonen. Like, imagine Mikasa being in, let's say, a rom-com, right? Or not even have to be an anime or manga. It could be like Friends or, you know, like How I Met Your Mother or whatever, right? She could be, imagine Mikasa being in a character in a non-action show. She would be the most useless. She would be like a wall. She would be like a, you know, like a poster. She would have no value. She would have less personality than my poster here with my, right? She's just like, she just stands there, right? She never has any meaningful discussion with anyone. She never brings anything to the table, right? She never has any opinion about anything really, except oh, I love Eren or whatever. When Annie calls her out and say that why do we have Mikasa with her? She's obviously gonna betray us to save Eren. It really doesn't make any sense that they're angry at Annie, or mostly Mikasa, for saying that they can't trust Mikasa, because Annie is right. Why would you trust Mikasa for? She's obsessed with Eren so much that, and the whole thing though, that Mikasa even betrays Eren, or doesn't actually betray him, but kills him, right, because he wants to be killed, right, doesn't make any sense either, because it's never motivated why she kind of knows she has to do it. She just does it even though nothing builds it up, right? So it's just like, it's a character flip, right? There's no actual like progression for her to do that. It's like Annie calls out. Annie's like, you're an idiot. Why do we have you with us? You will never truly betray Eren. Which he doesn't. Annie is correct, right? So, yeah, it doesn't make any sense, really. Yeah, she's Eren's scarf, you know. But my god, the sun is like really coming. Give me a second here. Jesus Christ, look at that sun, man. It's like, it's that time of the day, man. Holy shit, man. My god, that sun murdered me. That was flashing like crazy. Okay, whatever. Every time during this day, man. But yeah, it's like it really doesn't make much sense, right? That she betrays him either. So Mikasa, right? Absolute bottom tier. She got the scarf. The personality got more scarf than Mikasa, I mean. No, but seriously, she never changes except in the very last chapter for no reason really. She never talks to any other character really, except Eren or something. But even that, you know, Mikasa's character true doesn't even have like a characterization, because, you know, her like seriously, her discussion, right, with other characters are basically Eren, and Annie's like, we gotta kill Eren. Eren, I love Eren. It's like, yeah, but we gotta kill him. Eren, right? Armin is like, we gotta go and stop Eren. Scarf Eren. He's like, shut up, woman, listen to me. You know what I mean? He's like, scarf. He's like, no, genocide. Scarf. That is literally how they talk, right? It's insane. And previous seasons, it's basically the same thing, right? You know, like Eren has a fling with Historia, right? He's carrying wood with Historia, and Mikasa's like, Eren? That's my boyfriend, you know? Basically, right? You know, yeah. You heard about the Beckeler test, right? It's like, can you have a show where two female characters talk about something that's not the man they're in love with or whatever, right? You know, obviously Mikasa would never pass that because she's only talking about Eren. Every guy I've seen all the time, right? She's obsessed with Eren. There's a scene with you know, with Annie or whatever, right? Or Historia or whatever. It's always about Eren, right? When he talks to Gabby, it's about Eren, you know what I mean? She's just like, oh, but Eren? He talks to Yelena, it's about Eren and Zeke, right? Oh, Eren and Zeke? And then they're both like, Zeke, Eren. That's basically how the discussion goes, right? I can't think of like a single scene where Mikasa has any meaningful words to be said. She got that typical, oh, I'm sad with the scarf scene. And then, you know, Hannes comes in there. He's like, we can still save Eren. Save Eren? Yeah, save Eren. It's like a dog man. Save Eren. When I find Eren, yeah, go to Eren, yeah. Like, I mean, seriously. She's the absurdly one-dimensional. And of course, I truly dislike that people like her. Because they only like her because she's like a cool fighter, right? But we look at a cool female fighter. Look at someone like Noelle, right? Look at someone like Myrmonden. That's a cool female shonen fighter. That has personality, right? That has character growth. That has, you know, characterization, right? You know? No, I need to put that Noelle on image here, right? But seriously, right? So, give me a good Noelle, man. Give me a good Noelle, right? Give me a cool woman that can fight, you know? That is sassy, and it's like, wakasi no osaki! Keep screaming that, right? It's a good image of Noelle, yeah. It's a good image, man. She got powers up, baby. Like, this is a cool female fighter, right? She kicks ass. This is a cool female character, man. She kicks ass, guys. She got power up. She got up-ice. No, but she's a cool female fighter that actually... I mean, I think Noelle is probably the best shonen female character of all time. From our character website, seriously. But, you know, Noelle is like, you know, she grows the character a lot, right? She basically is like a main character, right? You know, typical, like, a male main character. She's weak in the beginning, underdog, or strong, and so on. But she got a great personality. She learns stuff. She adapts stuff, and so on, right? And she has like a massive, you know, character development, right? You know, it's like good, really good character. And she's badass, right? If we have even more badass, of course, obviously even better character, right? Then you obviously go and find Melona, which is like the best character. Come on, Black Clover is the best. And then you have Melona, right? Freaking Melona. This is Melona is interesting because Melona has no character development, right? Melona has zero character development, but she starts out as an amazing character. That doesn't matter, right? Like, Melona is just, you know, an amazing badass woman, right? Which is really cool and so on. She has no development, but she just works, right? She's immediately the perfect character. But Mikasa is a character that I feel people only, purely defend her because she's a strong female character. But she's a terribly weak female character mentally, right? And because she's only strong from a physical standpoint, that she's like the strongest female fighter, right? The warrior. From a mental standpoint, she's 3 out of 10, right? She's obsessed with Eren, no personality, no development, no actual inner thoughts, no reflections, no, you know, growth as a person, right? She never has any plan. She's really stupid, but Mikasa is actually really stupid. She never brings anything to the table, right? It's only Armin has, you know, they can come up with strategies, right? And it's much more so one, yeah. PIECK is much smarter, right? You know what I mean? PIECK handy the brains. But you know, yeah, Melona is the queen of all anime. Oh, absolutely, right? But it's like, look at Melona, right? She's a badass female warrior. She has no development though, because she's already starched in a top dog, right? A top dog central character. But Melona is smart, right? Melona has strategies. She trains, she thinks about stuff and so on. Teaches them lessons, right? You know, gives Noelle a pep talk. She's like, this is how you think, Noelle. You should be stronger. Talks about Noelle's mom, you know. Talks to Noelle's siblings, you know. Teaches her brother new methods, right? So Melona is a very, like, you know, mentoring character, right? For example, right? And trains the, you know, helps Rill and you and all stuff and so on. Etc., right? And she sacrifices herself to protect Asta and Sora and all that stuff and so on, right? So she's a great character, and she's incredibly strong, physically strong, and so on, right? So that's why I really hate Mikasa, right? Because Mikasa is so popularized by all this Mikasa stands, but again, Mikasa only has muscles, right? She's like, seriously, 10 out of 10 abs, right? And 0 out of 10 intelligence. It's absurd. And 0 out of 10 personality, right? So it's absurd. I just can't see Mikasa being utter trash, right? But yeah, Bleach has a lot of cool waifus though. Obviously, Yorichi is hot top dog, right? But it's a good example too. You know, Yorichi, right? Obviously, Yorichi is not a good example. We're talking about you should compare it, right? I think it's a good example too. Seriously, yeah. Get some. I have a lot of Yorichi in my folders. Give me some Yorichi, baby. Yorichi is not a good example, right? Of a very strong female character that is very, very cool. And I have a lot of Yorichis. I think it's got one that isn't, you know, that is not too too dirty. This one is good. I mean, Yorichi in her, you know, Shingeki. Yorichi from Bleach, right? Not a great example of a strong female character. Yorichi is very, very popular, right? And you know, Big 3 Bleach and so on, right? And she's probably the most popular female character in Bleach, right? But Yorichi, she is, you know, badass, ninja lady, right? Mentoring Ichigo and so on. But she's sassy, she's funny, right? She plays with all the captains, right? You know, she trolls Bucky and so on. She got great personality, right? But she also, and spoilers for Bleach now, she's a cat too, right? And in the cat form, she's smart, right? She's intellectual. She got strategy. She got plans, right? So Yorichi is like a very, very strong warrior, right? She's like 9 out of 10 maybe in power level, right? You know, not the strongest captain, but she's strong, right? So she's a strong female character. She looks great and so on. But she's also one of the smartest cats, right? Obviously, her man, you know, he's smarter, right? You know what I mean? But she's like, you know, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 intelligence, right? She's very cunning, right? She's very tricky. She got like 10 out of 10, right, in, you know, cunningness or, you know, manipulation and shenanigans, as we call it, right? So she's very, very smart and also very, you know, street smart, whatever we call it. You know, that's it. And a very strong female character who can fight with someone, right? This is a strong female character, right? She got personality, she got her own agenda, she got a vision, right? And she got her own plans or whatever. And she's intellectual and so on. And she got a love interest, but she doesn't oversell it or whatever, right? Ares, of course, is amazing too, though. But she's not Ghislaine, though. Ares, of course, is amazing. I should have had my Ares shirt on me. But I have an Ares. Okay, Ares. Ares is also a good example, because I love Ares, man. Jesus Christ, all a good example. Where's the best Ares? This is Ares Kiss of the Goblins. Ares, of course, is a great example. Ares is a great example, too, of a powerful female warrior. And Ruka is a good example, too. But I can sit there for hours, guys, right? I'm talking about female characters that are better than Mikasa, right? Because Ruka is better, Orihime is better, Masumoto is better, right? Ares, Ghislaine is better, etc. But I just think that the only defense people ever have again of Mikasa is that she's a strong female character. But she isn't. She's only physically strong, right? From a mental standpoint, she's incredibly weak, right? And yeah, people only like her because she kicks ass, right? Literally, because she can kill titans, right? But that to me is almost like sad, seriously. Because again, if you go to Clover, right? You go to Bleach or whatever, right? You go to Mushu, you go to other animes or mangas or light novels, you go to these other storylines where you have a woman like Ghislaine. She can kick ass, but her personality is much more interesting and funnier and so on, right? But because it's absolutely positive, yeah. But Ruka is a strong female character too. But Ruka, I don't think they would like, because Ruka, you know, she's kind of tiny and so on, you know what I mean? They kind of want that muscles, and they kind of want that the woman that's like ripped, you know. They want the woman that's ripped, right? So in Bleach, a better example is probably someone like Yorichi, right? That is more ripped, you know. It's more physically, because Ruka is more like an ice magician, right? Whatever you call it, you know. It's a little more icy, right? Yeah, Ruka is a little more a hybrid, right? Spell ice sword lady, right? Yeah. Yorichi is more like I punch in the face, right? Yeah. But or someone like, I don't know, Yamato in One Piece, right? You know, she's an Oni lady, right? They had 3 meter tall Oni lady with a big club, you know what I mean? That's a strong female character, right? From like a physical standpoint, but she got a personality and she's kind of crazy or whatever, right? But all those characters are more interesting than Mikasa, that has the personality of a flat rock, right? Mikasa is like flat rock personality. But seriously, okay, so let's order the list. It's too long here. So waifu, PIECK. Let's summarize this one. Yeah, waifu, PIECK, right? Yeah, subscribe to episode 1, but yeah, smash the like button, guys. Smash those waifus, right? Smash the waifus, smash the like button. But yeah, Rukia, all the good characters. No, okay, anyway, PIECK. I think PIECK's number 1. Hanji, I think it's like the Hanji. I think it's number 2. Potato Girl. Maybe I put Sasho's Hanji though. And I don't know. Hanji, yeah, she died. No, these are all. I feel these are the 4. I have to put her down there. I do. It is cute to your own flush though. That gives a lot of credit, but I do feel this is like the waifu top, right? And I'm a little bit like torn about, but I feel PIECK is by far. I can only make a PIECK level here, right? So PIECK is like absolutely the best. Sasha, and this is the top 4 dolls. Historia would have been better, right, if she wasn't pregnant and trying after the side. I would, as I mentioned, I would put her up here if she wasn't just abandoned in the last arc, right? Hitch is a cool girl, good development. Flush owner, the only cool mom basically. Carla. Decent mom, only hot mom, the only MILF. Armin is pretty cute, and the only girl, PIECK is peak fiction, absolutely. And then the only girl, right, to not die. This is the only woman, Riku, she's the only woman to not die. She's the only woman to be introduced as an elite warrior lady and actually doesn't die in all the fights, okay? But then Ishiyama forgot she existed, which is really weird. She's the only character who doesn't die before the time skip of the non-main cast, but just return anyway. So it's a very weird character in that sense. But anyway, Kaya tried to kill Gabby and so on. And, she, whatever, I put it there. Kaven is her name. She's a kind of a normal, kind of badass warrior lady. In love with Kenny, I guess, because everyone's been in love with someone, whatever. Carly, pretty like this decent lady. And then is Sasha's mom, right? Kind of the normal person, the normal woman. Okay, and then we got all these like, they are basically trash, seriously. These ladies, if I made a normal, so to speak, if I made like a My Academia list, right? If I made a narrative, whatever, I think all of these ladies would probably be in the trash pile if it was like Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, whatever, right? Because they're all introduced at the exact same thing. They're all like, Petra, she got my back, and she dies, you know what I mean? Yeah. So they're all introduced as, this is an elite warrior lady that gets owned, you know what I mean? Immediately, basically. They're all introduced as the exact same character, and there's no difference if the name is Anka, or Hanna, or Sara, or FIFA, I think the name is something like that, and Marilyn or something, and like, what was the name again? Lenny? Whatever. They're all the same character, literally. They're all the same character. The only person that's the percent is Nanabe, because she apparently got abused by her father, That's the only person that's a personality. Because she dies, she's like, Daddy, no, not again, Daddy. That's the only person that's this weird sex thing going on, I guess. And then, it's the same here. You got like random, nobody got owned. The first person to die, right, basically. Yeah, she's like, I'm in Aaron's team. That was terrible. No one still die there. What? Oh, this is phrase. Whatever. Most like, first to die. This girl is supposed to be Levi strength, but then she dies immediately also. This is probably the word, Isabel, because again, she's introduced as she's basically as strong as Levi. If she's basically as strong as Levi, I assume you should survive shit, okay? There where she is even worse than these girls, because she's like propped up as being better than them, right? So stupid girl. She's like, you want me to be Ymir? I don't want to be Ymir. And said, healed, stupid, worst titan ever. Use some genocidal woman, right? You must kill all the Eldians. Raiden's mom, Jesus Christ, man. Loser Ackermans, right? Superhumans that got owned by like a random bandit guy with a knife, Terrible, terrible weaklings. Look at Mikasa, right? He's like superhuman, right? Yeah, what are they doing? Honestly, plot holes, how they are so terribly weak, right? And then we got absolute trash, right? We need so much trash here. We got trash. Jesus Christ, this is trash, man. Maybe reorder it, but okay. From the worst, extremely trash then. The daughters of Ymir. Yeah, makes no sense. Why did they eat the mother for? How did they know it's gonna work? Why were they also enslaved to their father? Why would they love? Why would they love with him? Something doesn't make any sense. Why did they follow his war plan after he died? Something doesn't make any sense. Why did they get the powers randomly? Doesn't make any sense. Why did when we still don't know why the Titans went and built the country, which is a massive plot hole. And why did they mention them after their walls? They had no connection to them really. There's also a plot hole. So it is just bad characters, right? Then we got the no personality sister of the Hammer Titan, as I mentioned earlier. I think she's only doing it because Ishiyama wanted her brother to die immediately because it was a cool scene, and then he had to still stop having the powers, right? She's no personality. She's in love with her brother, I guess. She's like Mikasa or something. She's in love with Tibio. She's like, oh my god, my Onisha or something. I don't know. Terrible character. Really terrible character. Amazing voice actors. Terrible character. Histora's mom, right? It's like, I will kill you. I hate my daughter. Terrible mom. Terrible mom. Terrible mom. It's just all of this. Like, she's so bad. Yeah, they're like, I want my son to commit genocide, something. I want my son to also, and my grandson to do genocide. It's like, I don't think I ever done a video when I said the word genocide so many times. Seriously, yeah. I don't think I done a video. Next stream is gonna be me talking about World War II or something. Next stream is gonna be me. Let's do a history episode. We're talking about World War II stuff. I mean, you mean these girls with personality? I know you have a few minutes after me in the stream. These are basically like dead NPCs, all of them. These girls have more personality than NPCs in Red Dead, but all their personality is like genocide. These girls have like I'm a dead NPC, right? But they have the personality of like I want to kill everyone. It's like, and this is the girl that's in love with Mikasa. I think she's in love with Mikasa, or maybe Eren. She's just like, I want to sleep with Eren's scarf or something. She's the girl that, again, right? She's the girl that takes Mikasa's scarf, and then she has, intercourse with it or something. Is this the tough character? Oh, he can only write female characters to be lovely obsessed. If anything, that Ymir was in love with Fritz as this big twist in the last chapter, when I think about it, isn't a twist actually. Because Ishiyama can only write female characters to be like, Eren, Zeke. So of course Ymir is gonna be like, Fritz. You know what I mean? That's the only way he can write characters, right? He can only write female characters to be extremely, extremely obsessed with a man, right? So, when I think about it, maybe it isn't a big twist actually that she's in love with Fritz, right? Because she's like, scarf, right? They're all like that, right? But anyway, I still this accurate. I feel these are terrible characters. Dina is probably a worse mom, but she is probably worse. I feel it's accurate. The scarf obsession though. I don't know. These are genocidal moms are probably worse than scarf though. And this is like genocidal kid that likes Gabby. That is maybe worse than in love with Mikasa Scarf though. And she's named after one of the worst people in history. No, but she's named after one of the biggest German World War II warriors and friends with Eva Braun and so on. It's a really weird name. They removed it in the manga, I believe. But yeah, I don't know, man. Terribly owned by Grisha and also pro genocide or something. I guess she's like here, Frida. And Scarf Girl. I mean, I have a taste for hate for Scarf Girl, but is she? I guess she is worse than her though. But she's like, she wanted to be friend. Yeah, with Gabby. Okay. So now we get the ultimate shit, right? So we got the Mikasas. We got the Yelena. There's the only woman not mentioned here, but yeah, Yelena is not mentioned in this trash pile. I can see myself moving down the daughters though and sister to this trash pile basically. But okay, so we got the ultimate trash, right? Who is the worst of the worst? Okay, so Gabby is usually the worst character. But at least Gabby has character development. It doesn't happen to Mikasa, seriously, right? Mikasa has one little coin flip in the last chapter, but it was what he wanted anyway with Ymir, so it doesn't actually make any sense. It's forced writing. At least Gabby had like a one chapter turn in personality trait or something. But yeah, Yelena's face is it's hard, man. Yelena's in love with Zeke. She's just Mikasa with abs. In one way, though, I really do hate Yelena more than Mikasa because they are basically the exact same person, right? But Mikasa is hot, right? Yeah, so Mikasa has the physical attractiveness of muscular abs, right? Like the difference between Yelena and Mikasa is that Mikasa got big abs, right? Like seriously, Mikasa got abs. Like that's the only difference, right? You know what I mean? The only one I genuinely probably want to have Yelena as a worse character than Mikasa. Because they are seriously the same person, right? But, of course, she's less attractive than Mikasa. That being said, though, right? Mikasa is the main character, right? She's a female main character. And she has probably the most screen time after Eren, right? It probably goes like Eren, Mikasa, Gabby, whatever in screen time or whatever, yeah. Maybe some order has more than Gabby. Maybe like Yin or someone has more than Gabby, I don't know. But some of those, Rainer perhaps, some of those characters, right? It is hard. I feel like Mikasa having so much more screen time and yet never having any character development. It's the final chapter, right? You know what I mean? that just makes her be so much more worse than Yelena. At least Yelena only has like, I don't know, 20 screen time, right? And also never chases or whatever. And she's still obsessively a terrible person all the way through. But Mikasa being the main female character, being so terribly character. I mean, Gabby, of course, becomes the new main character, right? She's a new protagonist. She has a lot more screen time than any other female character in the final arc and so on. But still, yeah. It's like, Mikasa, I probably hate her more than... I mean, from a writing standpoint, Mikasa is the worst. This is hard, seriously. This is hard. This is hard for me. Who is the worst of the trash? Seriously. They're all so bad characters. They're all so terrible characters. They're all just insanely bad. But I just like... Yeah, Mikasa, from a general, again, structure, is the worst because she has the most screen time. She got freaking like 100 chapters of screen time, right? Like 10 years of manga writing. And the exact same goddamn character to 10 years, right? Such a terrible character, right? And she's just so bad all the way through, right? I never liked her, I said at the beginning, I never liked Mikasa from the beginning. I never liked her in the first either, you know. I liked Annie more and so on, right? I liked Sasha a lot more and so on, right? That being said, I didn't hate her, right? In the first season. But the Red Season 2, I disliked Mikasa because, you know, she's the exact same person, right? You know, she never changes. So already in Season 2, you kind of feel, you're tired of Mikasa being the exact same shitty, obsessive character, right? So in total, I think Mikasa is the worst character, from a writing standpoint. She is the worst. I think it's fair. I have to look at it a little bit more like how much screen time does she have and still is the exact same person, right? I do find Ymir though to be insanely bad writing. Right? There is so much plot hole with Ymir, but the thing with Ymir is that she's utter trash, but it's also used the general sense that it is the character, but it's also the storyline around it, right? It isn't just Ymir itself, it's all the plot holes around her and all the plot contrivity around her that makes it worse too. So I have a hard time with Ymir, but I kind of want to put her in almost worse than Gabby. But that Gabby is also pro-genocide. I don't know, this is hard, man. They're all, I can sit for 10 hours for this thing. They're all terrible characters. Ymir is, in the end, worse written than the second Ymir, though. I guess. Because her mental standpoint neither of them makes any sense. At all. Holy shit, they make no sense either of them. They're so badly written. My god, I kind of want to put Ymir more than Gabby. Yeah, it's a little bit like, I have a hard time with this, but I almost kind of want to put both Ymirs in between Gabby. This is hard. They're all so bad. This is hard. Normally, when you make a top tier waifu list, right? You have, a few characters in trash. Oh, this woman is terrible. She killed her own son or whatever. She's in trash tier. Here I needed to make 3 levels of trash, and now I'm in the bottom trash, and I'm feeling like, my god, this character is so bad. So it's just like, oh my god, they're all equally like 10 out of 10 bad, They're so incredibly bad. It is like splitting hair on a fine detail to say who is the worst character of these ladies. I guess Yelena, I put her in the first, least worst, because it's kind of like, whatever. She has the least screen time. She's just a Sikh lover. She's Mikasa, but, she has no time to really develop, at least as an excuse. My god. Kind of want to put Gabby worse, but I still hate probably Mikasa more, though. In the sense that Mikasa never ever grows, and... yeah. But then Ymir, right? Ymir is the worst plot hole. Both of them are terribly written. From a narrative structure, both Ymirs are definitely worse, though. But I guess I don't hate the first Ymir. I feel with both Ymirs, I hate everything around them. Yeah, I hate everything around them. I hate how Ishiyama has clearly too many plot holes around them. But it's not the actual woman itself, a little bit, but it's like forced by the writing, right? It's more like everything around them. Now, I think I'm fine with this thing. Put that image the last though, classic ugly Mikasa image, the best one, right? Yeah, I gotta order them by face too. So, okay, this is the worst face. This smug, this is the order we need, man. Yeah, this is the order we need. This order. Okay, yeah, enough is the order too. Okay, now that's it, guys. That is the most accurate Attack on Titan list you've ever seen in your life, right? I have fixed it, man. I have fixed society. I have fixed society. That's what it is, man. Yeah, that's it, guys. That's a true list, right? Now you're gonna get heat from all those Picasa stands or whatever, right? You're gonna dislike the chapter. I mean, I remember the last review I did. I got like 100 dislikes. I don't know, but the last video I did, you know, with the before the break, right, of the anime, it got, yeah, because Mikasa was a terrible character as always, right, eating ice cream, and it got like 100, 200 dislikes or whatever in the first hour. Yeah, I remember. It got so many dislikes. Oh my god, it was so hated. Oh, I love it. Let's see how many dislikes did it get. Meaningless, I call the title, okay? Episode review of the last episode. It has 170 dislikes. Probably is by far this year, yeah. Easily by far my most disliked video this year, I think. When I called Mikasa meaningless. Yeah. Yeah. Like seriously, yeah. That is easily by far my most disliked video this year when I called Mikasa meaningless. The video before that had only had 7 dislikes when I called Gabby. It was called Gabby Sue. When I shit on Gabby. It is kind of funny though, seriously. So when I shit on Gabby, yeah, it got some dislikes, right? You know, people go, oh, Gabby's a good character, right? It got some dislikes when I critiqued Gabby in my Gabby Sue review. But when I called Mikasa meaningless as just like a plot object that does nothing except eat ice cream and then tries to get with Aaron all the time, you know, it got like 170 dislikes. That is like by far my video with the most dislikes this year. Like seriously, like Jesus Christ. I have another video, the one where I complain about the pie has 20 dislikes. Yeah, when I complain about the and also, you see, this is not a video where I complain about Armin and Mikasa with the scarf scene. Yeah, 20 dislikes in the scene when I complained about yeah, when Mikasa's like, I want my scarf, Armin. When Armin is like, shut up, let's save the planet. She's like, after my scarf. Yeah, that has the second most dislikes. Seriously, yeah. And then the rest mostly have likes, right? I mean, most video has more likes than dislikes. You can't see that anymore on YouTube. I know, but yeah. But seriously, most of my videos that has more likes than dislikes, right? I'm not just saying that. They mostly have, you know, they're like 80-90% likes or whatever. And some of them have a little worse. But seriously, use those episodes or those reviews where I complaining about Mikasa. Yeah, they got so many more dislikes, man. Especially the latest one, the 170. That's a big record, man. he got 15 likes and 170 dislikes. And it's just Mikasa stands. Yeah, it's just like all those Mikasa. There's 200 comments. Man, it's this whole ratio, man. There's so much hate, man. Let's see, I can show you some of the comments, man. Oh my god. Let's look at some of the comments. Let's put it up in like a bigger scene. Can I zoom in here? There we go. Oh, that's good, man. This is awesome. Yeah, look at this. I'm gonna make fun of people in the comments now. What is this fun, man? I think it's fun. Okay, so we got some of the... But see, so this video is my most disliked video this year easily, right? And I hope you could text it, but yeah. Immediately it's like, the point was to show Mikasa's love. Immediately, I'm sorry, but immediately it's like, why do you hate Mikasa for? You know what I mean? It established Eren and Mikasa's love. Like all the comments are like, Mikasa is a great character. You know, like every goddamn comment. It's not like filler, okay, that's a little bit different. Meaningless, whatever. First time you are a minority. I guess that's a comment about LDS, I don't know. I like the episode even though nothing happened. We some blaming Mappa, classic. This is good. He's right, man. I love to show dislikes, man. Yeah, if I laugh at it, all this Mikasa, I laugh at it, man. I want to show dislikes too, man. He gonna be a troll. Come on. I'm sorry, but it's fun. I like that the first 2 most liked comments are immediately like, Mikasa is in love and it makes sense. I'm sorry, but I'm also joking a bit here. I'm not joking, but I think it's funny, seriously. The first 2 comments are immediately like, Mikasa is the best character. Why do you hate Mikasa for? She got big abs. But, you know, it doesn't matter, right? How many times I explain this thing. that it doesn't matter how many times I explain that Mikasa is a weak female character, right? Because you know how she's just like, yeah, it doesn't seem to matter at all how many times I've explained that the issue with Mikasa isn't that she is, you know, one-dimensional. Yeah, because I keep saying, right, Noelle, Ruka, whatever, right, Ghislaine, Yurichi, all these female characters, Melone, of course, are better than Mikasa. They're all like female, you know, warrior ladies, right? Yamato, whatever. But Mikasa is just so obsessed with Eren, and there's no personality there, right? If I'm gonna smash you, you're gonna have personality. But it's hilarious, right? But I do really love that the comments are like all the most liked comments on that video, and that is again my most disliked video this year, I think, easily. Right? And it's most like most comments are just like defending Mikasa. She's not, her love makes sense. And honestly, why does her love make sense? I say that last word, guys. If you watch the video and you're a Mikasa stan, right? If you watch the video now afterwards, right? Because she's in love with Eren. Yeah, exactly. She's in love with Eren, man. So I'm complaining about it. But I say it here, right? As I call out them, because this video probably got some dislikes, right? You know, if you see this video, yeah. I said the last two then. Explain to me. Leave a comment below, right? After the stream here. Leave a comment below. And explain to me, why is she in love with Eren? Because I don't know. I genuinely don't know. There's no real motivation why she's actually in love with Eren, right? From an actual personality standpoint. Because the only thing she likes Eren is that, I don't know, she lived with him and they're like siblings, so she's in love with her brother. Like, there's no actual, ever any explanation why she likes him, except that they just live together, right? She's in love with him or something, right? She's like feeling in debt to his mom or something, right? When she saved them as kids. And it's never really like, you know, what she like with Eren, right? And Eren, to be fair, is a very dislikable character. Eren is a very dislikable person. So why does she like Eren? Does she like his personality? Can you show me a single scene that's actually romantic, right? Between Eren and Mikasa? Where she is like, oh, I love how he laughs, or I love how Eren talks about this thing. No, it doesn't exist, right? It's like Eren says to provoke her that she should love with him because of his powers and the time traveling and so on. That is basically true, because there's never actual any romantic scene where it motivates why she even loves Eren to begin with. It really is not motivated. She just loves him because she loves him, right? And that's the same thing with basically all the female characters, right? Why does Yelena love Zeke? Because she kills people, she likes that, and then generally because she likes that. Yeah, it's like they lived together as kids, so she loves her brother, basically, right? There's no real motivation, or she kind of fought the battle with him, or something, right? There's not a single scene in the whole manga or anime where Mikasa says anything really positive about Eren. You know what I mean? There's not a single scene where she ever explains why she likes Eren or what she likes Eren. The only thing she keeps saying is she loves Eren, right? But that is a statement, right? She never says why she loves Eren to begin with. She never says what she likes with Eren. And it's basically the exact same thing, right? Why does, you know, Ymir love Historia? At least Ymir and Historia has a date episode, right? You know? At least Ymir and Historia has a date episode. And Rainer likes Historia, right? And at least Rainer is like, oh, Historia is so cute, which she does this smile or something. So literally, Mikasa's love for Eren is the least motivated in the whole manga. There's no other relationship that is so one-sided, that is such a lack of actual, like, why does she like him for? Except just that they, grew up together or something. But I mean, even then, they are siblings then, right, you know, basically, right? Step-siblings, right? They're step-sister to him, step-brother. And it's like, but what does she like with him as a kid? Nothing explained either, right? There's no, like, scenes of her, I don't know, what does she like with her brother then? You know, it's just so weird. But that's always the question of it. Every time I say that, explain to me why she should love him. Or explain why Ymir should love Fritz, right? It's like, oh, because he beat her up or something. Oh, yeah, sure. You know what I mean? It's like, explain why Ymir should be loved Fritz then. You can't, right? Because it doesn't make any sense that she's in love with Fritz. Why is Bear not in love with Annie? Because he liked her in school or something? It's kind of like a crush or something. At least it makes somewhat sense. You know what I mean? Yeah, Hinata is... But Hinata... All is Hinata... Okay, yeah. Again, sure. As a last point, sure, let's compare them then. The classic romantic story, right? Hinata and Naruto. And I just did the waifu list. So, have you seen that? I did the waifu list for Naruto 2 weeks ago. So I got it fresh here, right? I got my fresh Hinitas. Where's my Hinita images? I got a lot of Hinitas right here. We go. Hinita. There we go. Hinita. Sure, yeah. As a last comparison for my man, it's massive. For my last comparison, sure. Let's talk about Hinita and Naruto. Hinita, you know, is saved by Naruto's kid, right? And she gives him a scarf, so it's very similar to Aaron. She gives him a scarf, right? And then the movie and so on, and she gets a scarf. But the thing with Hinita, even if we ignore why she likes Naruto as a kid, right? You know, why she falls in love with him, you can actually see that in Naruto the anime, there is actually several scenes, right, where she tries to flirt with him, and when they have some relationship going on, and they fight, and then they have the movie where they go on dates, when he actually dates him, whatever. So they have an actual, like, romantic, you know, thing going on, right? And she likes this thing, and he likes this Hinita, and this thing, and so on. So you actually see them, like, at least a little bit growing together, and reflecting a little bit over that. That being said, though, a much better love story, what I said in that video, check it out if you're interested, is of course Temari, right? This is a real love story of Naruto. Is of course Temari and how she smashes Shikamaru. Right? Oh, look at that! Ooh, yeah. But even more so, right, with Temari, right? Temari, you know, fights Shikamaru, and she's a smarter girl, right? But he outsmarts her. She's like, whoa, a guy smarter than me? That's pretty hot, right? Then she saves him, right? And he's like, you saved my life, so let's be friends or whatever, right? And then they keep having these, like, work dates, right? Where, oh, I need to go to the Sand Village to do some admin stuff with Temari, you know? So that they keep having, like, work dates, basically, right? So they basically become colleagues, and then they date, and then we see them progressively fall in love, right? That's like an actual love story. I think by the best in Naruto, right, you know? It's an actual, like, dating story, right? Between Temari and Shikamaru. But show me that, like that. It doesn't exist, you know? Ymir is like, threats, right? They're all like that, yeah. Yelena is like, bombs! Oh, Seek is bombing people! Genocide, you know? It's like none of them have any, like, normal relationship or any, like, normal, you know, interest in anyone. And I think that is extremely true with Mikasa, right? That you watch it and you're like, why does she like him for? Yeah, I keep saying it, right? But honestly, I expect some people to come in here and defend it, right? Yeah, go ahead. I genuinely want to see comments. Absolutely. Leave a comment below and explain to me why Mikasa actually loves Eren. And not just give me that they are siblings and she likes him because they're siblings or whatever. Because that it's really lame. And yeah, Temari is a good mom to you. You know, Temari is a good mom to her son too. So Temari is one of the absolute best wife. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to leave it here. It's the last thing before I forget, right? We can look at in the yeah, people haven't seen it. It's in the list. It's in the description. There it is. I drop it in the chat as well. And if you haven't seen it, and you can compare, for example, where I talk about Sakura and Hinata and so on, right? You know, like Naruto and Temari and so on. Why they're good weapons? But seriously, right? But seriously, I mean it absolutely genuinely, right? But I look at something like Naruto, right? My Hero Academia, whatever, right? Bleach, One Piece, or something, whatever, right? I look at all the other shonen stuff, and I can see these characters, and you have a character like Temari. Temari has a love story with her man, right? She becomes a cool mom. She got a cool, like, MILF life or whatever, all this stuff, right? That's like a cool waifu, right, you know? And she's a strong woman. She's strong, independent, right? She's intelligent. She got a sassy personality. All that cool stuff. And she's physically, you know, sexy, right? All that cool stuff going on. And then you have a character like Mikasa that is only, you know, physically appealing, right? You know, very muscular, cool, ripped, you know, she's ripped, muscular. And then it's like, what is her personality? Her personality is Eren. I guess shit on Mikasa for so long, but I'm just like, compare the Attack on Titan females to basically any other shonen show, right? And yeah, if I did a tier list of like, I guess I'll do it one day, a tier list, you know, between the shows, right? You know what I mean? Like, let's have Black Clover, all the females versus all the females in Attack on Titan, right? You know, Myrmonden, Noel, come on, you know what I mean? Yeah. If I did a tier list of like the females as a group, right? As a team up, right? You know, who's the strongest in that tier list? I think Attack on Titan probably has the worst female characters altogether. But I do, of course, include all those that die stuff. Yeah, of course. As I always say, right? when you make a tier list, you need to include everyone's evil mom, whatever, right? Yeah. And Attack on Titan probably has the weakest, trashiest waifu tier list altogether, right? Because if, as I said at the beginning, if the woman isn't a genocidal murderer, she is a person that dies immediately, right? If she isn't a crazy, like, I wanna kill all, yeah. If she isn't like that, she dies, right? Like, the only two characters exist. And then, you know, the main cast are obsessive, like, yandere love people. They're like, oh, I need to do everything for my whatever ex, right? Yeah. Like, there's no difference really between Ymir, Yelena, Mikasa, the Scarf Girl, whatever her name was again, Lena, whatever her name is, Lila, the sister of Tibur, the daughters of Fritz, Dina, kinda, Zoe, like all these characters are the same person basically. They don't have any personality. Right? All of them are the same person. Everyone has said now, or basically, even Caven to some aspect, is the same. Yeah, everyone has the same personality, more or less, right? Because they don't have personality. They're just obsessed with one thing. And then all those mid girls, there's like Petra, Nanaba, Sarah, Hannah, FIFA, Lynn, and those girls, Isabel, and so on. Those girls are all also the exact same personality, right? They're like, hey, I'm the strongest, I'm that, you know, yeah. I'm also strong, I'm that too. That's the only personality they have. They are like, I'm the, and that. Right, so that's kind of Titan. I mean, it's just terrible. I know people are gonna hate this, right? Because I'm being honest here. But let's be honest, this is how it looks. Anyway, guys, please subscribe, press the like button, share the video, so on. Unfortunately, I sit here again, I did not get Made in Abyss copy. And I'm pissed off now, right? I'm pissed off. I wanted to do an unboxing, actually, Saturday. But whatever. Hopefully tomorrow then. Hopefully tomorrow, yeah. So I ordered that game, right? But I ordered the collectible edition, right? I ordered that more expensive, bigger package, right? I collect games, right? So I want to have the collectible edition of Made in Abyss, mostly. And then it was sold out everywhere. So I wanted to buy, went to buy it from a store. That was also had to send it me on the country, whatever, right? And this is the promise I get it on Friday, right? And now it's of course next week. Not even today I have it. So very disappointing. And I probably won't ever buy it in the store again. Unfortunately, they you know, it's one store that has a lot of stuff though. So it's like, yeah. But anyway, I wanna do a stream and we play Made in Abyss and unbox the. Hopefully that's the stream tomorrow. Because now I want to play the game, right? The game was released 3 days ago. I could have played that game Saturday and Sunday, right? You know, not to stream, but I mean for myself, right? I could have played the game, and you know, I could enjoy the new video game, right? And now I'm sitting here. I could have bought the game on Steam or whatever. And now I'm like, oh, I'm gonna wait. I almost bought the game on Steam. You know, I bought it. It had 2 copies. I was like, I don't want to wait anymore. But no, I guess I'm waiting. But it's pissing me off now, man. I didn't get. Today I feel it's at the last, you know, reasonable delay, right? You know, and. I sit here, if I'm salty. They sent me the bill though, okay? They claim they sent the game to me Tuesday and sent me the bill, right? You know, pay for the game. And I was like, I don't want the game first. So pissed off. But yeah, see next tier list. Tomorrow then, hopefully Made in Abyss, right? On Wednesday, of course, Made in Abyss, the anime, right? It's a puta. And yeah, if you haven't seen it, it's Kyojin not on Wednesday, because the anime got cancelled, right? Yeah, it's Kyojin is unfortunately dead, right? So, but yeah, what do you think should be next tier list though? I say this is the last question I think about it. What should be the next tier list? Mushtenshi, you know, I love Mushtenshi, but yeah, I haven't read it, so I feel it's like too few characters. And it's almost getting hard now, because it is funny to doing shonen stuff, we have a lot of waifus. It's like, you don't want to do a show we have too few characters. So, if you have... I'm trying to get a good time for this, right? But I'm trying to air it in this time where I feel... The reason I air it roughly these hours is because it's kind of like when it's early in America, it's the middle of the day in Europe, and it's late night in Japan. So I'm trying to live stream because most of my viewers are either living in Japan or in USA, right? So I'm trying to do my live streams to like put those 2 timers together, right? So it's like late in Japan, early in America, and actually Europe is the best time there, but it's like that's like the best time I feel to do the streams. Because if I wait longer, right, then it's like too late in Japan, early in America, right? It's one of those weird things, right? You're trying to match the time zones. but anyway, if you have another TDs you want to see, please say that, right? Comment below, whatever. We done Naruto, we done Academia, right? We done most of the shonen stuff. So I'm running out of shonen tier list. But one day I definitely will make that list. We look at all the different animes, right? We look at Black Clover versus, we do the war, like Black Clover, Naruto, Bleach, and we put all the shonen at the same time, and we try to argue between the groups of animes. Definitely. Black Clover's on a window, no question. I could do FT, I guess. I don't want to do FT because I've been copyright on that show before, so I don't really. Otherwise, I probably would have done FT, but I've been copyrighting that on that show, so it's a little bit like iffy showing that stuff. That's probably why I would do that one. But anyway, guys, leave a comment below, right? Is Gabi or Mikasa the worst character? What's the next tier list? I'll see you guys and have a great day. So thanks for watching.